Hey guys, got a new t-shirt coming at you real quick. You've been super supportive with these and I really appreciate it. They've done so well. We've had a joke in our industry for quite some time that as long as there's an internet, we can't get fired. And so I present to you the Can't Get Fired Productions Vintage Style Tee. We have been joking about making this shirt forever, and now I'm super happy we finally have. You can only get it until September 22nd, but get the Can't Get Fired Productions Vintage Tee. This is like my new favorite t-shirt now. I love this thing so much. I'm going to be wearing this everywhere. And only through September 22nd. Thank you for watching The Smoking Tire. Now enjoy. Holy shit. We rolling. Picture us rolling in a 500 Benz. In traffic. In Los Angeles. In rush hour. Tony Quiroga is in the motherfucking house on the Smoking Tire Podcast. What is up, Tony?
Not much.
How come you came in and we were going to give him a beer, and yet I only ended up with a beer?
He turned down the strawberry blonde.
You don't really have beer. That's sort of the problem.
That's the problem. With
Fair
Daylight Podcasts is we forget to buy alcohol.
Right,
when we used to do the podcast exclusively in darkness,
I would have brought beer if I'd known.
Really? Oh, now we begin with a disappointment.
I would have been happy to bring
I should
beer.
force you to chug this. Sorry. What's up? Welcome.
That's like a high life with some jam in it.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
You know what? Yeah, that's actually very accurate. A high life with jam in it. Someone's giving me this strawberry. What's happening, Tony?
Not much. How you guys
Welcome.
been?
It's good.
I took an Uber here.
I saw that.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to sit in traffic for an hour and 15 minutes.
Where did you take an Uber from?
From the east side. I live in Los Feliz.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. Is that how long the Uber was? An hour and 15?
Just about, yeah. It was like an hour and 10. I mean, it's traffic. I mean, this is the
we
time.
We should start paying guests.
This is traffic time.
It is.
We can't do that.
I know we can't do that, but we really, out of guilt,
You could at least have better beer.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a good point. That is 100% fair point. We have to take a fucking the reins here and send Zach for beer. I hate to do it. We haven't done that in a while.
It's true.
But there's an E46 M3 outside, and there's a store up the road with beer in it.
But what if it doesn't start?
Scooter. Welcome again. How are you?
Good.
Hour and 15 in an Uber here. When did you give up?
Not long ago. It's just, I mean, if I'd come during the day, I would have been happy to drive.
When did you find that automatic transmissions? Well, you walked in going, I saw your SL video, so you gave up, huh?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, like, there's another guy who's suffering through the same thing I'm suffering through.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's not driving. That's the thing.
It's not driving.
It's not fun. It's not entertaining.
No.
It's not interesting.
No.
You can't go fast. You can't do anything. You can't pass people. You're just stuck in the shit.
Yeah, it's so depressing how long it takes to get anywhere in this city, and how little distance.
Far. This isn't that far. Nothing in the city is that far.
You know what I learned when I leased that Volt is when I really learned that, because the first gen Volt was like, I don't know, 38 miles or so.
Right, and you could go anywhere in town.
Anywhere, dude. I'd run errands all day. I'd come home and still be on battery. It was ridiculous. I was like, holy shit, I'm really only going.
Right. I'm going 4 miles. It just took me half an hour.
But then you really realize, like, the other day, I had to go to Malibu to shoot one takes, which is usually no big deal. And I don't even normally go to Malibu anymore because there's homes there. But if it's only like one car or maybe two cars, I'll go up there because I feel guilty about the neighbors, so I don't want to make noise and whatever. So, but I go, from Venice into Santa Monica, and there was a fatality. A pedestrian ran across PCH right after the like at the Santa Monica Pier, basically. A pedestrian ran across PCH, got hit and killed, and they closed the 10 freeway going to PCH and diverted everyone into Santa Monica, like into the city of Santa Monica.
Wow.
So the whole city was
times.
completely gridlocked at 7 o'clock in the morning because an entire freeway was just like hurtled into downtown.
Just because Sub-Zero ran across the highway and got hit by a car.
It was. I mean, look, someone's death.
No
my
Mortal
inconvenience
Kombat
is definitely. He had a worse day than I did,
Right.
whoever that was. But like,
But it's still a shit show, and it happens all the time in this city.
right. And I was in I was like, oh, it's just Malibu. I'll take the Mustang. So I'm sitting there in a car with no climate control of any kind, no radio. I have like
The clutch is pretty heavy on that.
clutch
too,
is
isn't it?
heavy.
Yeah.
Cam goes like this. And I sat. It took me an hour and 40 minutes to get 2.6 miles.
Oh,
It was fucked. And that's when I gave up.
is that what prompted the SL purchase?
No, I bought the SL before.
You had it before.
The prompt of the SL purchase was buying a Focus RS as a daily,
Yeah.
and then after using it as a daily, going, fuck, I need to get a daily.
That was kind of when we had the Focus. We had the Focus RS at 10 Best testing last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. Whenever it was new.
yeah.
It must have been 2 years ago. And everyone's response was like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited about this car. This car's gonna be awesome." Then we all drove it. And we're like, "Fucking calm down."
Yeah, it's very race car.
Yeah.
It is very much race
And
car.
it never calms down.
It never calms down. It really wants to go fast all the time, which is
Right.
cool. It's
It's
fun.
a great car.
Yeah,
but
and
not here.
It really does feel like a motorsport product. And then I realized where I was with it, and it was like, So the new thing is, of course, stubborn me. Just keep like adding horsepower. 100 horsepower will fix this. Like
That's the problem.
well, guess where it is now? It's at Mountoon. I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah.
I thought you got rid of it.
No, I leased this fucking car, dude.
Oh, I thought you had somebody swap leases with you.
No, boy, am I stuck with this car.
Ooh.
And I don't like hate it, but I like it. I really like it once a week. And I like it in certain situations. I don't like daily.
No, they're fun. They're
It
really
is-
fun.
it's a
but
good
yeah,
time.
you want to check in on it. You don't want
So,
to have to deal with it daily.
It's at Mountoon right now. I'm putting a new exhaust on it. Sounds a little better. And it's getting the first set of KW dynamically adjustable coilovers for the Focus RS.
Okay.
So it uses an adjustable damper, but it's a coilover,
That's cool.
full coilover conversion. So I'm stoked to see how it's. I was like, guys, it just needs to ride better.
Right.
Ride better. Like, and they sent me a picture of it. They're like, look, it looks great, and it was lowered at like 2 inches, and I was like, you put
No,
that
that's
fucking car back. I was like, I don't know if you guys are joking or not, but when I come pick this thing up, this car better not be
better not
fucking
be looking
lowered.
like it's
This
slammed
is
on bags.
not. I didn't agree to the VIP build, son.
Dude, if it rides soft, it'll be so nice, though. I mean, manual aside, like it would really help that car. Like when we drove that rally to
Remind
E30
me
around
to tell
LA.
you, I drove a VIP build, and I wanted to talk to
Oh
you
yeah.
about it.
When we did the BF Goodrich like E30 project thing for Drive, and we had shit shocks on it, but it had KOs. Riding around here was great. It was like a little, mini Raptor tire,
Right.
And it rides soft, and it
compliance,
soaks up
yeah.
everything, and it was just quiet. Like it was such a good LA car. We're all thinking like, rally car is a good thing to
This
drive.
is
in a
ideal.
Yeah.
bumpy city.
Just to drive in the shit.
Yeah,
Totally.
You're never turning anywhere. Doesn't
No.
matter.
If the shocks don't work, the last thing is going to be to downsize the wheels to 17s from the 19s.
Will that fit over the brakes?
Don't know. We're gonna find out.
You get
Then
something
it's rally.
custom. You get
Then it's
something
rally
custom,
car.
it might
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Then we'll talk. Make it look like Ken Block's
Get some
ride,
HREs or something. on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Whatever. But sorry.
Speaking bad riding cars, yesterday leaving Burning Man, I saw a guy driving an El Camino.
Yesterday, leaving Burning Man.
I know.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to-
I was so
I was trying to
happy
name
Burning
drop
Man
it.
was going on this weekend.
No,
because there was
I
nobody
wanted
in town.
I haven't seen him since he got back from Burning Man. I want to talk about Burning Man. He doesn't really want to talk about it so much, but I want to talk about it.
There's El Camino on like 17-inch Daytons with
Hell
like
yeah.
low profiles, just jiggling itself across washboard. I'm like, you really committed to this car as a truck thing. You're like, nope, look at the practicality on this thing, dude. Terrible vehicle.
Why
Just all
don't they
around.
make them now, though? No, I know.
Yeah, we know why.
I know why.
Because you want to lock stuff in a car. I rented a U-Haul van, which was, I think I told you, it's like a new Ford Transit. Same price as the pickup truck, but you can lock stuff in it, which is a huge problem with pickup trucks. And it
Which
holds
we
more
learned
volume.
the very, very hard way with using a Raptor as a camera vehicle.
Oh yeah, that's not going to work.
It's a great camera vehicle when being used as a camera vehicle, but when you want to go to lunch,
Everything has to get moved inside.
It works as a
Yeah.
camera vehicle, really?
it's awesome.
Really?
Awesome.
And the ride's okay?
Beautiful.
Really?
The old
That's
one.
cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Because it's soft, so with some
Continue,
weight in
sorry.
it, like lean over, it would soak up some of the bumps. It was good, and it was it was funny to drive chase car with that thing because it's like
It handled.
yeah, but it's
Kinda.
like riding a whale to chase a speedboat. You know, I'm behind you in whatever car we've been loaned, and like this giant orange thing, heavy braking, nose dive, and just woo-wee.
He did good though.
No one should drive a car.
The
like that.
Raptor pulled like 0.83 G because it was
Solid.
so wide.
Yeah,
it
it's
did
got a lot
it
of
really
tire on
yeah
it, too.
it did well. I think the
fun.
new one does well too.
Yeah.
I think in
And steering
handling.
feedback's good.
Yeah, you can use a Raptor as a car vehicle. There's still the parts. You can see them in the closet right there. They're from the crane. You know, we built a crane that went in the trailer hitch of the Raptor.
That's awesome.
This was one of the
Why'd
most
you get rid of it?
Because it was so fucking
Oh.
dangerous. A crane. This is a crane in
Was this
which
before the Drive and NBC stuff?
yes,
And then
definitely.
they saw that and were like, that's
No, we
Legally, yes.
right.
no, we
No,
decided.
We decided to stop using
We
it.
decided to stop using it because it was incredibly dangerous. So Tom Morningstar would go in the bed of the pickup truck with like a climbing harness on, and two carabiners that went to like the bed had like tie downs in it. So he was like sort of. I don't know if this would have held him if it had to.
It would have caught him inches above the ground, like just enough to scream, but not enough to get hurt.
Yeah, it would have been bad. It would have been some gnarly shit. So like, and then he would stand because the crane was just like a seesaw, manually operated, flying a 5D, and he would stand
That's awesome.
and
move it around.
swing it like this, and yeah, you'd get the most amazing shots because it has like a metal bottom, so you could basically almost bounce it off the ground.
Right.
And so you get these shots that we were taking at 20 or 30 miles an hour, and 1,000 miles an hour is unbelievable.
That's cool.
But Zach would drive the truck in like the canyons at speed with Tom standing in the bed and me driving 3 feet behind. Fucking dangerous.
It's like driving an old tow truck and you just unlatch the locking system and it just kind of moves around and just points at stuff.
It's
We got good shots.
it was so shady.
That sounds like fun.
And then
It
we
was.
really started switching more to like suction cups and
Right, mounting on the car and stuff.
yeah.
And on the truck.
Well, we ended up like realizing that if you did multiple different angles mounted on the back of the Fiesta ST, for instance, you could achieve 9/10 of the same effect as you could get with this crane
this really
with
dangerous
zero
crane,
of
yeah.
the danger.
Yeah.
This OSHA crane.
Without going, oh, fuck, low bridge or something.
And some people like us should not be the moral compass of what is like okay to do in cars. Honestly,
No, that's
but like even we have
accurate.
limits, and
Right.
like I don't know if it was me who decided not to use it anymore, or maybe it was Tom. It doesn't really matter, but ultimately,
Somebody decided.
when
this
the
probably
guy
isn't
standing in a
survivable
truck-
long term.
holy shit, it was. There's been a couple of business-related things in my life, all of which have involved Tom Morningstar, where I've been like, if we survive this, let's not do this again.
We should stop.
If we live once. Tom used to hang out of my Corvette at like 150 miles an hour, shooting like handheld.
Is he still that fearless? I just saw him. He was shooting with Mark Urbano on that Porsche thing I was on. I drove a bunch of old Porsches down from Napa.
I saw
to-
that on your Instagram.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
You drive? It was the entire lineage?
Yeah, the museum brought out, but they brought out the millionth car, which was that
Man,
Irish
they
green.
got their fucking whore on with that thing.
Oh
I've seen
yeah,
that
yeah,
thing.
and it's so recognized too. I
Yeah.
just had it over the weekend. I had
they-
the millionth over the weekend.
They're loaning it out as a press car?
Well, now it's on its way back to China.
It always, yeah. Of course it is.
No, I think it really.
No,
is.
I've
But yeah, they
been
did
around
loan it
that
out.
car
They
in,
loaned
like,
it out
3 different parts
for
of
like
the
4
world.
days, and
Okay.
so I had it over the
Lucky
weekend.
you.
And a lot of people recognize it. We tested it too. I tested it too.
I bet it drives great. It's a good spec.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a Carrera S with power kit, which makes it a GTS.
Yeah, it's a great spec
And it's
car.
awesome looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the color is really neat. But I've seen a couple of the Porsche people like over the summer. You
Right.
know, it's been in America for a couple.
Oh,
months.
yeah, yeah.
And I've
It's been
seen
here
it
since,
in
like,
like
April.
a dozen different places. It's just a funny car.
Yeah,
It's cool.
No, but anyway,
getting
so
their
we had
dollar
that
there.
as the 991, and then we had a regular 997 with early PDK with 09 PDK.
Isn't it weird to go back to
It is
09
weird.
PDK?
It's weird.
It is.
It's not as good.
No, but it's still pretty.
It's still
good.
really good, but it's not
way
as
better
good as
than
now
anything else
that
from 09.
existed before.
Yeah,
How does
yeah.
that
sure.
compare to stuff now, like other single clutch transmission or dual clutch transmission?
It's just it's a
automatic?
little slower to shift. It's not as crisp. That's
Not-
basically it though. I mean,
The
it's not
actual
that
gear
different.
changes are pretty good. There seemed last one I drove like the paddle to gear change time is what's a
it's
little
slower.
longer, right?
Gotcha.
Like the actual to me, I don't know. The
I don't
actual
remember.
gear change
I don't think
time
I messed around with it that much.
was like kind of the same, but there just seemed to be like, I mean, just a hair more. The new shit is slick.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah,
no,
the new
I know.
shit
They've
is
only gotten better. I mean, and it's been a long time. I mean, it's been 8 years. It's almost been a decade since that came
And the
out.
one in the Panamera that engages with the hybrid system is like, holy fuck.
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing
you
is-
drove that
Yeah, it's
hybrid. I
dope.
tested a turbo. It
It's
was
dope.
fucking quick.
With the wagon roof?
No, with the regular. Not
What
the
did you
Sport
do
Turismo.
0 to 60 in the
I
turbo?
think it was like 3.1.
Yeah,
was
supposedly
insane.
the S will do under 3.
Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah. No, I believe it. I mean, it's right there, and it's all in the
Oh.
launch control too.
Yeah, I launched it twice, and on the second one, I started to feel kind of nauseous. When you start getting sub threes,
you're driving.
Yeah, when you start getting sub threes, it's like a little uncomfortable.
No, it's violent.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not,
yeah. No, it's
especially
not
like in the
comfortable.
Teslas. The Teslas make me feel really ill if I do a few launches in them.
Yeah.
That's probably
Where
why
are they
they
going
only
to go
let you do
from
a
there?
couple.
Like, when are they going to just hit a wall and be like, no one cares about
0
0 to 60
0
anymore?
I think.
0.1.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think people have been asking that question forever.
And they just
Well, like,
I think
remember-
6 seconds was quick. 5 seconds was quick.
What's like the space shuttle? You know, what's a top fuel dragster? You know, what I
Right,
mean? Like,
exactly.
it's at a certain point. You know, didn't they used to say if you went over like 100 miles an hour, your face would melt off or
Right,
something?
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
certain
No
point,
one
your
knew
face
what
really
happened.
does melt off.
Your eyes like detached from something else.
Wait, back to the 911 because I do
Oh,
want to hear this. So.
the 996 was a GT3, an early GT3, which we didn't get in the
Had
States.
you
with
driven
the
one of those
3.6.
before ever?
I drove the one we got in the States, which was 996.2 GT3, which was a 20 more horsepower. So it was 360 horsepower, I want to say, or 380. And the European one, the first gen, early European one, had less horsepower.
Okay.
And that was great. I mean, it was still wonderful, but it was a 996, so it looked like a 996. And that horrible interior.
I always think they have something about how they drive that's different to me than the other ones. I
Really?
don't know.
Yeah, you're
The
not a fan.
996?
Yeah.
Oh, I like them. They're really sharp and direct.
I mean, they drive
and
good, but
lively, and
I don't know. There's something about it always felt off to me. I can't.
they
can't-
ride like shit. They ride horribly.
Oh, that's
But
a good. That's a fine looking example. Tim, use that. Oh no, you sent us to Ren
Again,
List.
it's gone wrong.
Oh, the internet's gone wrong.
And then
Timmy, get your fucking search game on.
He did. He used
Get your
tools.
get your
Like a
shine
lark.
box. No, look, see Tony how this works. So in there, look now the photo that we're looking at is in the show.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's like
eventually.
now it's supposedly like a real thing when someone
Well, that's not a good photo.
someone takes a little initiative.
It's a little more important.
and it's a little
It's more important that he finds a good photo.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
He can hear you,
Thoroughness.
by the way, guys.
We're in,
Can he see us?
You have to show the front
Do
of
it
the
live,
996, though.
you have to-
That's it.
There
Yeah,
you go,
that
there's
was
some-
it. You had it before.
with
That
the nice
silver
lettering.
one.
With
yeah.
that was it the one you
It
drove?
was a
with that
red
lettering?
one. No, we drove a red one. And then before that, 993, which is similar to mine, but it was a 97 with Vario RAM.
Oh, how did you
And
like that
it
compared
ruined,
to yours?
It ruined my
Oh,
car.
you really?
Yeah, because it had 8,000 miles on it. It had like 12,000 kilometers on it.
Oh, that's fucked.
And it was the chassis development car that they used to develop those new classic shocks for the air-cooled 993, for the 993.
So it has perfect shocks.
So it's perfect. No, I mean, it has a perfect chassis.
It's perfect everything.
It felt really good. And I was
Really?
like, it felt like 10-20% better than mine. Like the steering was really nice. I'm like, this is how
All
it's
right,
supposed to be.
Well, here's
And
the thing. Like,
ruined me.
you can probably get that.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
you-
just had to pay for it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's just
yeah.
gonna be
You
really
will have to pay
expensive.
for it,
Yeah.
but you can get
No,
all
you
that
can
shit
get there.
fitted to
yeah,
your
yeah,
car
for
too,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean, but all the rubber in my car is. It's not perished. It doesn't make noise. Nothing's
Right.
clanking around, but it's not as crisp and
Well,
new
you
and
got to go.
perfect
You go
as
see
that.
Joey or Batim. One of them two. I hate. Do you send him to mommy or daddy? I don't know. There was a divorce, and I don't know who to send you to, mommy or daddy. But they both are excellent, and they can both make your car probably drive like that for a lot less than Porsche Classic Center would charge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I thought about taking it to Lightning Lap this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just for as like an
I want-
oddball?
Yeah. Well, Dave Vanderwerp, who's also on staff, he's got a 92 NSX.
Oh.
And they
You wanna do
match
Lightning
up.
Lap Classic?
Yes. Well, they match up
You're
perfectly.
a
So they have
genius.
They both have 270 horsepower. They both weigh around 3,000 pounds. And I
Bro,
think I
you
could
know
take
what
them
else
down.
does? My
Mustang?
My Mustang makes 276 at the wheels.
Oh, at the
And
wheel.
it-
So
and
you're
and
over
it weighs
300.
it weighs 3110. Wet.
Well, bring it.
So he'll be fast.
To Lightning Lap?
yeah.
Will you
Well,
guys pay for
would it
transport?
survive?
I'll bring it.
Somebody would pay for it.
If someone pays for transport, I
Really?
think I could. When is it?
I
It
don't know when we're doing it.
We can
just
talk
did
about
it.
that, but the date.
Well, the story's running. The story's broke today online. So that's
Oh.
it's good that I'm here.
are awesome.
So
the story that you're doing it?
No. The story that we did, because we drove them 2 months ago.
Oh.
And then did all the lap times.
So you gotta wait till next June.
So yeah, I think it'll be like next
results?
May.
Okay.
Is this? Can we talk about results? This show won't air for a few days.
I don't care.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean it's on the website.
At Lightning Lab.
Yo, go get car and driver Lightning Lab, Tim.
Why is he looking at images?
I don't know. Don't look at images. Don't look at images. Look at the real thing. Wait. While he finds that G-Body 80s Porsche.
Yes. Oh my God, the G-Body. It was the Club Sport prototype, which had a fiberglass body, a fiberglass button. No, priceless. I mean, it's 101. It was I think they made the Club Sport in 88, 89 at the end, but this was sort of a study to see what they could do with it. It's supposed to weigh around
fiberglass body. Was it weigh nothing?
It supposedly weighs like 2,500 and change.
Really?
And then it has the Euro spec engine of the 3.2, which I think was 238 horsepower or 232 horsepower, somewhere in there. Way up from the US one, which was I think 208 and 214.
What year was that from?
85.
So does it have like the better gearbox?
No, it doesn't have G50. It's got the 915 gearbox. So that was a little, but the car was really fresh. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it. It's a museum car. So it was amazing. So and the steering was just the best. When they pulled
those cars out of the museum.
No, this was like a really special day.
100%.
I was so happy.
Oh, I'm so about that. How far back did you go? All the way back?
Yeah, and then the one before that was a long nose Targa.
Okay.
I think it was a 70 911S Targa, 2.2 liter Targa.
Did you feel the connection between the new car and the old car? Did you?
But the Targa was very stiff.
Yeah, they're all rear engine.
Yeah. No, you can kind of feel that. You can kind of feel the connection.
I mean, there's something, but I mean, the 70 car has the 901 gearbox, which is that ancient dogleg piece of shit. And this is probably the sweetest one in existence because they just restored this car.
And it was still shit.
And it was still not good.
It's the best of the worst.
Yeah, and it's like that's what dates the car.
It's the freshest
the rest
can
of the car
SpaghettiOs.
is just like a small tired, sports car that weighs nothing, and the engine screams to like over $7,000. It doesn't come on cam to like 5,500.
Oh, really? So you got to wind the shit out of it.
Screams.
The 4-speed car?
No, it's 5-speed.
Oh, it is.
The 901 gearbox 5-speed. But yeah, dog leg, and then it's just like the synchros are all just shitty and. Ugh. It's not fun. But I mean, it was the rest of the car.
$300,000.
You're right. I could see why people pay that for them.
Could you really?
Yeah.
You could. So after driving that car with the shitty
it's
gearbox,
pretty special.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's a special experience.
Would it continue to be special?
Are they that much?
Days, months later, though.
They're not 300.
No, they're not 300,000.
They're like 150, aren't they? 120 to 150
for a long nose Targa, like a really good one. Yeah, 150.
Well, is the driving experience worth that kind of money though? Like,
what?
Is the driving experience worth?
Yeah,
that
it's pretty special. I mean, you have to be a Porsche guy,
even compared to like an '80s G-body Targa for $55,000, which is still in my opinion, a lot of money for a car like that.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of fun too.
It is.
I don't know. I guess it's an old car. If you like sliding your car around on tiny little 185 tires,
that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun, and that's what's nice about it. And the engine's ridiculous. Because it's just a 2.2, and you got to really beat the shit out of it to get it to go, and they look cool.
I feel you. I drove a 912 recently.
Oh yeah,
this was a pretty nice 912. Really, really clean, and seemed to run as I guess pretty
for one take.
Yeah, and it felt like a 911 with a piece of shit motor in it. I mean, honestly, I don't get 912s. I don't like. I mean, here's where I get.
Well, the entry point is a little lower.
I get 912s at $20,000.
Gotcha. Which is where they were for. They struggled to get there for a long time.
Yeah.
And anyone that owned one at that time and kept it is now, you won the lottery.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
whatever,
there's
your IPO hit.
$8,000.
You're the janitor at Facebook, and you're like, oh shit! All I did was run a mop, but now I'm a millionaire.
I know one of them guys.
Really?
Not Facebook, but I know the guy who was the fucking receptionist and
got some stock options.
Oh, change and got change.
Yeah.
So he's got five.
He got a half.
He's got all generations of 911 now.
He got half a point. Not quite that much, but he definitely got enough to cop one or two of them things. That's a good day, man.
And then we drove before the day before that. Yeah, the day before that.
Shit,
we drove GT3s at Thunderhill.
What a fucking shit day. The new GT3?
Yeah, new GT3. They had a
Six
PDK.
Why did you even show up for that?
Was it amazing?
What's it? Oh yeah, that's the best car I've driven all year, probably.
Yeah, figures.
The manual, especially. The PDK's, the PDK. It's a lot like its predecessor. It has 50 more horsepower. 20 more horsepower? I forget. It has 500 horsepower now.
It's 500.
I think that's 20 more than before.
It's the same motor as the RS from before, right?
Really?
No, it's a different engine.
Really?
Yeah, they're both 4-liter, but this one has different heads. It doesn't have hydraulic lifters anymore. It's got solid lifters.
Oh,
which
wow.
they claim don't need any adjustment. And it has ever.
Huh.
It has a different crank with larger bearings.
Oh,
So
strong.
yeah,
strong like
so
ox.
it revs to 9 in both PDK and manual.
Can you keep up with it with a manual? I think Harris was like, if you want to drive this thing, the potential they need PDK because
PDK is better on the track. But
Right.
I mean, if you're driving it around on the road,
you still
that's
stick
what
with
you
it.
want. I'd
Yeah.
rather have the manual,
Is it-
even though I live in LA.
Right, dude. You
Well,
take an Uber from your
but
GT3.
in that car, you've got to.
There's a lot of
in that
contradictions
car,
going on, but I'll
that
stick
car,
with.
you
I'll
definitely
say
have
that.
to.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's special. It's special to connect to that engine in that way.
I feel you.
It's different, and it just changes the car. Plus, you get to play 911R fantasy that you actually got to drive a 911R, which I know.
And how mad are the 911R?
I didn't get to drive it. I got
might
to
get
have
to
a
drive
go.
one still.
I got to have a go with Harris driving it
Oh,
at
cool.
Anglesey, which was exciting.
Yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
it's, he's a fucking nut.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get the 911R hype. I mean, I get it. I get it.
Well, yeah, I
because I'm
mean, no
around
one
these
knew.
people.
No one knew that this car was going to happen, and the 911R sort of proved to them that they should
Right,
do.
but it should have been pretty goddamn obvious. Like,
Well,
I think
well,
they're
maybe
very
not the
smart.
manual, but I mean,
Well, that's what I mean. The manual. That's the thing. That the 911R
I think it's
allowed
dumb.
them to build
I think it's
that.
dumb to spend $400,000 on a car like that. I mean, if you can get a 911R for sticker, good for you. That's a nice
Right,
That's a nice
and then
car to
they were
sticker.
$400,000-$500,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you can
and
get
they
one in
didn't make.
sticker-
I mean, what did they make? They made
I don't know,
911
911,
or something.
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I got an email yesterday, actually, from the gentleman who I think he spent 45 G's converting his GT3 RS to a manual.
To a manual.
Yeah, and there's a huge there was some media about it. Pretty fucking badass because this guy didn't fuck around. This guy, I mean, a shop did it, like a race shop. And he made it look, I guess, factory as possible. So he had like the gear indicator taken out of the tack and like
Wow.
the whole thing, like
Committed.
the whole center console, like all the PDK, like all this stuff was like, removed to make it look like a manual. And the gearbox, he actually got a 911R gearbox from Porsche,
What does
which I
that
think
cost?
it was 25. It was 25.
I was gonna guess 30.
Yeah, but apparently there's a part number for it, and you
Right,
can get
you
it
can
and
buy it
Yeah,
and
it was
replace
it was
it.
25, but I think it was 45 into the car in like 8 months. I mean, it seems fire, but like I would love to do it, believe me. But it's in Chicago. Car and driver want to pay for that story? I'll go get it. What do you say?
I'm in no position.
I can't afford to
sell
do it.
that
I'd love
story.
to, but there's no one take mathematics that
Right.
doesn't work there.
I thought of a good cheap idea for videos.
Did you?
Yeah,
You
'cause
want
I
to
went and
trademark it
saw-
by spilling it on this show?
I don't care. Somebody should do it. It's a good idea. I think you can be the judge of it.
Okay.
I went and saw I think it was a 71 280 Benz. So the E-Class equivalent.
I drove one. It was incredible.
It was cool.
Yeah.
This one was not that cool though.
No?
Yeah, and the guy wanted a lot of money for it. It was a one-owner car, and it had been sitting probably for the past 10 years. Like he had pictures of like somebody's aunt picking it up from some dealership.
And that's worth
in like
$2,000.
1970, which was cool.
That's cute. Yeah.
But anyway, I went and saw it. The car was a total basket
Wait,
case.
280 the top left?
No,
The sedan, right?
No, not a. I think that's a 111. Not that one. Where is it?
Oh no. We're trying to help you people.
Patience.
Tim, in the meantime, you should fix that other shot.
It was just like that.
Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. That's
So
a good photograph. I
it didn't
like
have that
it.
many miles. But anyway, the car on the quote unquote test drive, the guy had put one of the original spare tires on it on the front left. So it had
Oh,
like
boy.
a 40-plus-year-old spare tire, or a full-size spare tire,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
a 40-year-old Continental on that was driving around on it. The
Huh,
battery
seems
died
to-
multiple times.
Oh, God.
He kept hooking up the battery booster box backward.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
Jesus.
So then it finally died and it wouldn't restart, and then it sort of conked out in front of this. in front of this medicinal marijuana place.
Yeah.
And so this guy comes out with a pit bull smoking a joint. He helps us push it down the road.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, so I thought you find these weird cars that are obviously misrepresented, and then you do like sort of a Wayne Carini meets the homeless crazy people, where you go and see these sort of interesting cars, and then see if they're, if they are represented, it's interesting because the car is interesting. If they're poorly represented, like this car, which was a total basket case piece of shit, then it's interesting because the people are insane and the car is a complete piece of shit.
I'm with you.
No.
Oh, remember the 911s I showed you after the Magnus show?
Yeah.
Like people made their own wide body 959s, made out of stucco and like Bondo, selling them for 25 to 40 grand on eBay. They're capitalizing so hard on the 911 bubble,
right?
And it's like a piece of shit that they created, and they're like, oh, but it's got OEM wheels, and you could go meet those people because some of them are nuts,
right? Yeah, you go and you see the car and you drive it, and it's going to be awful. You know it's going to be awful, and I think that would be entertaining.
Me and Rob did that once. We had to go. We went car shopping, and we found Fiero Testarossa conversions, and we're like truly terrible. We found one that literally had duct tape on it, and the guy wanted like 12.5.
Oh yeah, they're always this guy wanted like 10 grand for this car, and it didn't even run during the test drive.
I drove one that was really nice with a 4.5 in it, and it was like a cherry one, and it was spectacular.
A Fiero?
No, a fucking 280.
Oh,
the green one, right? And he bought it for like 7.5.
Yeah, that's the S.
Yeah, Werner.
That's the S. That's the S class equivalent. I think that was like an SC or an SEL.
I do not.
But
like
I was looking at the E class equivalent.
Let's go back to Lightning Lap.
Oh, okay.
The Lightning Lap. So, what cars did you have? Was it VIR again? It's always
it was
VIR, right?
always VIR and Grand West. So you've run full course there a bunch of times,
I've run
right?
Full course. Is the Grand course the one that includes the Patriot course?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
so you turn off, and you don't do the back straight all the way.
You turn off the back straight.
You turn off on a corner called Bitch, and then you go into that. It's that super hard right-hander. You go into the Patriot course, which adds around 45 seconds.
Yeah, and then you go up this fast left-hander, the Patriot course, and then kind of straight
and then you
re-enter.
Exactly. That left off the line.
Sorry, wait, Tim. I don't know. Maybe nerdy. Can you pull up a VIR track map real quick? Just so.
Right.
Do you got it there? Yeah, pull that up. Is that a big enough resolution? Oh, there. It comes with the Car and Driver article. How convenient.
Well, he's on the website.
But it's not there.
He's on the Car and Driver website.
All right, maybe not.
Oh, it's some false advertising.
So it's the biggest possible configuration.
Yes, 4.1 miles.
So what's fast there?
Well, it's sort of, since Patriot course is thrown into it, it sort of it's kind of a horsepower track if you run full course.
Yeah.
When you throw Patriot into it, it throws that whole technical section in, and that sort of slows everything down. It doesn't make it as horsepower dependent.
Okay.
You reintroduce some of the handling stuff.
So there you're turning right at 7, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
And you go around.
You turn
it
right.
makes it like a weird figure 80.
So, yeah, okay. So you're running that. You run the track clockwise, and at 7, you make a hard right into that light gray inner course.
Exactly, instead of continuing down the back straight.
Yeah. And then you pop back out at 9.
Because you just didn't you run that endendurance race there?
Yeah. 24 hours of VIR.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's gotta be
scary,
amazing.
bro.
Why?
Night racing. I'm colorblind. And
how does that affect you at night?
Badly. Very
Really?
badly. Yeah. I can't see shit. I can see, but like bad headlights. Like, we're chump cars, so I'm not racing.
Right.
I'm not in a brand new E-Class with some dope headlights.
Right.
I'm in a fucking these shitty garbage lights, and it was really, really, for me, very scary.
It was also raining. It was foggy.
It was.
Yeah, well, we did this right before. I think you were out there with Camaro ZL1 1LE.
Oh yeah, that was back in like June.
That was
right?
the same Camaro because you were accusing me of having shit in it or something.
Oh,
remember how bad it smelled?
Yeah, it smelled like shit. What was up with that?
I don't know.
Yo, I'm telling you, I picked up. I forgot.
I didn't
about
smell
that.
it though, which
kind of
the car, which makes me sound bad.
Oh, I picked up the car, and it was seriously.
I swear,
me and Lee Key picked this car up, and Lee is like, me and Lee were both like, bro, like, what the fuck is in this car? Like, it smelled like there was a turd in the car.
Worse than the truck in Panama?
It smelled... No, the truck in Panama was definitely a mold mildew smell. This was a poo smell. Like a motherfucking poo smell. And I tell you something...
That's how fast that car is.
I'll tell you something. I'm embarrassed I don't remember the gentlemen's names. They were very fucking nice, but if they're out there, the gentlemen, the two guys from GM, I made them go in. I was like, yo, you guys got to peep this poo smell. And
what did they think?
Oh, they agreed.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Did it stay the whole time you had the
Did
car?
they blame us?
Yeah,
Because we had the car. We were there.
Gnarly. I left it parked outside overnight. Like, I aired it the fuck
Right.
out. I left it with the windows down. Like, the second it stopped raining, windows down whole time, all the way back to the hotel. Parked it. The next morning, I opened the doors and go boom in the face. I got hit with poo.
Someone stepped in dog shit.
It was
and drove
brutal.
it.
Something was wrong. All right. So pull up the list of cars, starting with the fucking poo-smelling ZL1. That definitely is it.
Yeah, and we had the same problem as you did because it rained on us. We were there for a whole week.
Great one.
Man.
And it rained on us the entire week, and then we came back after Memorial Day. We ran Memorial Day, and we ran that Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And then I think you were there Wednesday, Thursday, and the rain came back like right after we left.
VIR is someplace in the wet. Were you guys
well,
running
we
in the
just
wet?
ran. No, I mean it's pointless to even
Yeah.
try to get lap times, and we thought about it, but then the first week we came back after the weekend, but the first week there was still like a river running through part of the Patriot course, and it was like, what are you gonna do?
When we got there was try not to hit the table if you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I know it's because our table sucks and can't handle it, and it goes
Well, it's 'cause
straight
sound waves
into
echo through
microphone.
vibration.
One day I'm going to build an awesome table, but until then.
So the ZL1 there ran at 245 with the configuration you were on. So
Yeah.
that's pretty.
oh, that's
pretty
a
quick.
long lap. Yeah, that's a long lap. Okay, so what? Can we just say what won?
Yeah, the fastest car was the GTR, the AMG GT Space R.
AMG GTR.
Yeah.
Oh, good for Mercedes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And
How
that
was
was
that to
on
drive?
the Corvette tires. I didn't drive that car. KC drove that car. That's on the Corvette Z06, Z07 package tires. So they're
Wait.
like 10 mils wider in the front, 10 mils
Was that
wider in the
your
back.
decision or Mercedes' decision? That's a Mercedes.
That's
thing?
Mercedes
Oh,
sells. Will sell you TPC spec Corvette
Oh.
tires on your car,
Huh.
on your AMG GTR. It's a
Interesting.
no-cost option.
Okay.
But they acknowledge that GM developed this insane tire with, the Germans like to develop tires in general with a lot of wet capability in them.
Yeah.
And the Americans don't seem to care about that as much. So you can get this Corvette tire on that GTR.
So that's the stickier, gnarlier tire.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
It's
cool.
it's insane.
And what did that run?
That ran a 43 something.
243.4.
So for reference, the 918 we ran like 4 years ago, and Casey says he was a little nervous about driving $1 million car that quick.
Yeah.
It was 2/10 quicker than that car.
Whoa.
And there have been German
That
magazines.
AMG GTR is 2/10 off of 918.
Yeah,
God
there are
damn,
German
cars are
magazines
fucking
that
fast, man.
tested at Nürburgring,
Pull that picture right
and
up.
the
Tim.
GTR was actually quicker than the 918 in their testing at
What?
the Nürburgring. Yeah.
That's fucking. I drove the 918. I only got it for like 10 minutes, but that thing was the Starship motherfucking.
Oh, it's
Enterprise.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I drove it-
insano fast.
Like when we're done, we take like all the track workers who are usually like interns and people that just wanted to go out that are on
Yeah.
staff, and we take them out for laps. And I scared myself silly in that car
well, yeah,
because it's so ridiculously quick. You just arrive everywhere so quick.
that's what happens when you're taking like someone who's not that familiar with that level of car out. I scared. The only time I scared myself, I had a McLaren for a week in Iceland. The only time I scared myself was when I was taking the Arctic Trucks guy for a ride because he'd never been in a McLaren before, and I wanted to like fucking yeehaw.
Right.
And I was like, that's a little too much oversteer for that particular.
No, in the uphill S's, I was like, oh, that was exciting.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to slow down now.
Yeah. Did you? So what did you drive? Of
I
this?
drove both Camaros. We had a regular ZL1 with the 10-speed automatic that would make,
Oh, and then the 1LE.
and then
So
the ZL1 1LE.
Oh, what did you get at? What did the 1LE
that
package?
that one ran a
in?
50. I thought it had like a 48 in it. I thought it should be around 3 seconds slower than the ZL1 1LE. But I blew my opportunity at a fast lap in the morning, and then by the time I got back to it, it was like 90 degrees and hot as hell.
that's
So the
funny.
traction was.
Although
gone.
both those Camaros seem to not heat soak the way the Vet does.
Oh no, engine wise, no. I mean,
just
it
for, like,
was a
the
little bit
best
more
time.
powerful, but just
Yeah.
tires mostly.
Oh yeah, true.
Because the track was hot too.
How much better?
That's my
as a
excuse,
road.
at least.
How much better as a road car is the regular ZL1?
Oh my god, it's 100 times
It's-
better.
yeah.
They take all the rubber out of they take all the compliance out of
Yeah.
that car. You've driven it on the road, right?
I did, and it beat the piss.
Yeah,
out of me.
it beats the shit out of you.
Really,
Yeah.
I had I have a very fragile spine.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right.
I was fucked for a
Yeah.
couple days after.
No,
that.
it's
That was tough.
you hear tons of impact
Very-
noise and
it's
it's
very
nutty.
tough.
Is there anything that's track focused? Is that though that doesn't beat you up on the street and have impact? Like, there's no way to compromise both things, is there?
I mean, I haven't driven that AMG GTR on the street or the track, but GT3 is pretty civilized, yeah.
The
And even the GT3 RS, I could
is
live with a
pretty
GT3
good.
RS.
Yeah.
It's not
GT3s
that
are
brutal.
pretty good. The McLarens,
The McLarens
all the
are
McLarens
sweet.
are great.
The
on
McLarens
road.
are really
You
nice.
driven a 720 yet?
No. I would like to drive that.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
patiently. More patiently.
I haven't
than
even driven
should be.
the 570.
Oh, the 570 is the jam.
Oh, no, I did drive the 570. I drove the
Yeah.
570 last year, but not for time. I just played
570 is
around with
good.
it.
Okay, so you did both Camaros, and what else did you do?
What else did I do? Oh, I drove the 911 Turbo S,
Oh, that sucks.
which has a new.
So slow.
Yeah.
So it has.
Oh, good. It's a good picture.
It has a little more horsepower for 17, but then there's also a Corsa, an N-Spec Corsa that you can now get on your 911 Turbo.
Tire.
Yeah, so we
okay.
tested that on that tire.
So
So
what
they
did that run?
raised the power with the new model.
Yeah, I think
Weird.
it is 20 more
Very
horsepower,
weird.
right? I know.
They just
They didn't
like,
lower
hit a
it?
button, it goes.
So it
It's
was
so
like
nuts.
it turned out to be quicker than the GT3 GT3 RS. It was like a couple tenths quicker than the GT3
Quicker than
RS.
GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Wow. What did it run?
46
Torque.
8.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty hyped. That thing was fun.
that's good.
And you can
That's
put the
good.
power down. I mean, it's soft because it's
Yeah.
a turbo.
Was that what place was that?
Third or fourth? I don't know.
What was second? So the GTR is first. What was second? ZL1.
The ZL1
ZL1 Elite,
yeah.
and that could be third.
And I think this was
Okay.
third.
Fast fucking cars, man.
No, it was really quick. That was the fastest down the straight. I did 161 down the straight.
61.
Yeah,
that's pretty
161,
good.
Yeah.
I had the NSX in the back. Oh, that's in the front straight.
Yeah, the front straight's a little shorter. The one with
I
the
think
king.
I saw the front. I think I saw like 150 in the
Probably,
front
yeah.
straight
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
NSX.
Yeah.
I did 7 hours and change out of a 24-hour race in an E30, which I thought pretty good stinting actually. It was nice, but then the next time I got on the track the next day, it was in a fucking NSX.
A little
the
different.
track is a completely different shape, as it turns out.
Well, I drove to that point. I drove the Civic Si too.
Oh, really?
Which was
How
just
was
like
that?
flat everywhere.
Yeah. How was it?
It was fine. I mean, it's the power. It doesn't make a ton of power, especially
Yeah.
up high like Hondas of old.
Yeah.
But the handling's great. It's got a ton of front end grip. It's got 235s on a 2,800-pound car. So the thing
that's
sticks.
sticky. Yeah,
it
yeah.
sticks, and you could do the up LS is completely flat in that car.
Yeah.
and
You
so
could
you're
do
going
that in the
faster at
E30
the
as
top.
well.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
That sort of takes the excitement out of that.
Oh, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
It's
It was a
fun, but I
ride.
mean, when you're going in at like 140, that's really.
Oh yeah,
that's
no. I
kinda
think I took
frightening.
them in the NSX. The fastest I had the balls to do it was about 125. I think. I didn't have the nuts.
Well, I've done it a long time.
Yeah.
I've been. This
You've
is
been
like my
doing-
10th one. I
Yeah,
think.
you've been
Wow.
doing this for a while.
So-
That was my. I mean, really, my first ever days at VIR.
It's a beast, isn't it? That
Yeah,
track?
it's an. I mean, the
It's
daylight. Every lap around it in daylight was glorious.
Right.
And the sunset even was pretty nice.
What lights did you run?
The car? It's these shitty Chinese LEDs.
Oh, really?
They're fucking trash, dude. They don't have a throw. There's no they stop.
Right,
They
they
go
don't.
5 feet and stop.
Were they intended for car
Fuck
usage?
knows.
They're
I don't
intended to be
know.
bolted to cars,
Oh, they are.
but
It was-
driven at night is a different story.
Not as
Yeah,
headlights.
it was
necessarily.
it was ridiculous, but it was better TV.
How did
Scary.
you guys do?
We finished.
Can't say yet.
How was your back?
Fine.
Okay.
Seat was comfy. Didn't crash anything. No, I set some decent laps. Harris is fast. Lee is very
Harris is
fast.
a great driver.
Yeah, Harris is a phenomenal driver. He's
a good driver.
He's impressive.
What was the first car you ever drove at a Lightning lap? Like when you first got this job?
I had an Elise to learn the track. There was an Elise that year, so I learned the track on an Elise. But I don't really feel like I really got good until like the second year, and probably late in the second year. Like the first
How
year.
many
it
how
was
many
like-
laps do you think you did during each?
This
for
year
each-
I probably did around 200 something.
Oh, that's a lot of laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
a lot
I've
of
done
laps.
that over 10 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a lot of laps.
I mean, we're
You
there
got a ton.
for 3 days.
Yeah.
So
You got a ton of fucking
and we
laps.
usually
Good
run
for you.
2.5 days of lapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you run over 200 laps easily.
That's awesome.
Have
Have you
you-
done? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Have you ever done Chump or any of those things?
I've done lemon stuff,
Okay.
which I didn't. I mean, it was fine. I did
No,
well.
That
We
you
did
gotta
well.
you gotta step it up. a
No,
little
I
bit.
know. I
Half
know.
a bump.
I know.
Chump is good. The driving.
The driving in Chump is a lot better, right?
Tim just googled.
Show us what lemons look like, Tim. Show the
Just hold
audience.
on. You got to go back
There
in
you
the
go.
whole screen.
Now you see that the half lemon is in front because it's lighter than the full lemon.
So imagine that for 24 hours.
The The driving at Chump and the
Is a lot
driving in
more
AER
skilled.
has gotten quite a bit better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's sort of the last Lemons race I did. I did Gingerman race in Michigan. You've been to that track.
I
a bunch
love
of times.
Gingerman.
That's fun,
Gingerman's
right?
great track.
Totally
Really
safe, fun track. We
Yeah.
ran it in the rain. I ran an 88 Prelude.
Nice.
SI with a bunch of
Four-wheel
CD
steer?
guys, and no, it wasn't a four-wheel steer. I wish. And we ran in the rain, and it was fine in the rain. I mean, it was a little tricky under braking. It would sort of oversteer under braking if you had any sort of input in it. Anyway, but there was not a lot of skill that day on the track. There are a lot of people driving like with one hand on the wheel.
Yeah.
I enjoy that though, because then there's speed differential, so I feel
There
like
is.
you can pass a lot of people.
That's true. But then they catch you on. I mean, they have
It's
more
like
power
bumper
than a
bowling.
Prelude,
Right.
so they catch you on the straight,
True.
and it's really frustrating. So you're just like in this back and forth, and just like, please, I'm gonna run a faster lap time than you. I'm gonna go around this next corner a lot faster than you. This is a 24-hour race. Just let me go.
True.
Fuck, I've taken the start now for 3 24-hour races.
Ooh.
And I can't believe the shit that I see at the start of a 24-hour race. That's fucking unbelievable.
Well, yeah, you're
think it
you're
was
probably in
fucking
there with a lot of
Le Mans.
rookies
It's
that have never done it.
unreal. I was starting in New Jersey Motorsport, AER, driving MX-5 Cup. The shit I saw at the start of the fucking race was unreal.
People-
3
you
wide
get-
into turn
Oh,
1,
yeah.
4 wide.
Well, you
turn
get in
one.
the thick of it and you forget it's a 24-hour race.
These people are idiots.
Well, I mean, it's you have to finish. You have to
They
finish to win.
They want to win now.
Right. They want the
This
lead. Well,
corner-
I mean, that's when the adrenaline's really going,
Yeah.
especially if you start a race. You know.
Yeah. No, I
That's when
know.
you really feel it.
I
And
know.
if you don't do it often, I'm sure it's.
You know what?
even
I've now started 3 of
worse.
these things, and every single one, the same thing goes through my head. Don't fucking crash the car on the first corner of the race, you asshole. Just don't be that idiot. There's so many idiots out there. Just don't be one. That's all. It's really easy. Then
That's
can
all you
run
have to
a
do.
whole lot
That's
of
all that's
racing.
asked of you in a 24-hour race, really.
Yeah.
Really?
Just
It
don't
is.
fuck the car
Don't
up.
break it.
Yeah.
Because everyone's
There was-
waiting in line. All your rest of your team paid the money.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
waiting in line.
Exactly. They flew there.
Don't do it.
They're spending
I'm
money
the
at
one
hotels.
who flew there. I'm in these East Coast races. I've had a flight every fucking race so far. So wait, let's. What else was interesting on the Lightning lap? Any oddballs in there?
How was the Alpha?
Casey
Julia?
drove the Alpha. It was plagued with reliability issues.
As you do.
It had a
258.
fuel starvation problem, which Casey thought was it running out of fuel. But when it did it with almost a full tank,
Yeah.
he realized that it's not a fuel starvation issue.
Man.
But it was quick. He thinks it could go quicker because I think he ran it on sort of ragged tires that had been run quite a bit.
I wonder if he got that right after.
And it was still really
Oh, no,
quick.
we
I
got
mean,
it
it was
after.
it was a 58. Anything under 3 minutes, especially for a sedan, is really, really quick.
I drove it for just a minute. I liked how it drove.
Oh, I like it a lot.
It drove pretty cool, but
The
and it
steering's
looks
nice.
good.
I think it sounds good.
Yeah,
it's
it
fun to
definitely sounds
drive.
good. Yeah, but
I like
I
the
just got. I had an
interior,
M3. Zach and I had this just a nice M3 sedan, manual, ceramics, cloth seats, like great.
Not the competition package.
Not competition, the regular one. The competition wasn't available, but man, on a racetrack, that car was just a.
It
great-
comes alive on the track.
Great
Yeah,
fun.
it gets better the harder you drive it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we had a GTS.
What did the
M4
LC?
GTS
Is that
last year.
LC 500 middle white?
Yeah.
In the middle. What did that run? How did that hold up?
It was
to
over
track
3
work?
minutes. I think it was okay. Aaron drove it, and Aaron's driving tends to be full of oversteer, and his laps show. a
He's
lot of
coming in on
oversteer.
Thursday. We can ask him about
Yeah,
it.
he is. Ran a 304.
I mean, that's a 4,400-pound car.
I love that car.
It's a
You
beautiful
had seat-
car.
Have
and
you
it
had seat
sounds
time in
great.
it?
Yeah,
a
no, it's
great
wonderful to
car.
drive, but
Yeah.
it's 4,400 pounds, so
Yeah.
that sort of limits it on the track. It's going to abuse its brakes and it's going to abuse its tires,
Yeah.
especially.
But did it hold up to track?
I think it would do one lap, yeah.
Yeah, it would do one.
Probably has the
What was that?
wrong pad and fluid.
That was
Oh,
we did a
Alpina
class. We did the
B7
transporter
extra.
class,
Oh boy.
the Jason Statham class.
Is there an S8 in
that's
there?
funny.
Yeah, there's an S8. There's the Alpina B7, and then there was the 750.
The
What
Alpina's half a
was,
second faster
No
than
Benz
the LC.
representation. No Maybach.
no, because these purport to be sporty.
Which was fastest?
The
sedan?
S8 I think was the quickest.
The S8. I remember. Was it you guys? I don't want to give credit where it's not due, but I thought it was either who took an S8 and put it on the dyno and with a Alpina B7. It may have been Johnny who did it.
No, it's probably Johnny. We don't
but
put
it was
stuff
like
on dynos.
it was the S8 made like 150 more horsepower
Is
at
that
the
right?
wheels than the S. Than
Yeah,
the,
well, I mean, the thing is ridiculously quick.
that's an animal.
Its
I love
acceleration
the S8.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. Speaking of acceleration, well, we'll talk about F-Type SVR when I come back. because that thing's acceleration is ridiculous too. But real quick, as you drove the SI, have you done Type R?
I haven't driven the Type R.
I had Type
I'll
R
drive
on
that
Road
in a few
Atlanta.
weeks.
It's fun. It's a really fun like street car.
How does it hold up?
Not well.
Did you like it better than the Focus RS?
I like it better as a street car than the Focus RS. It rides a lot better. Even with the stupid, it's got 20-inch fucking wheels on it.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but if you put 18s
and they
with
don't
the right
come out
tire,
to the fenders either, which is messed up.
I don't get it.
They claim it's aero. They claim they do it for aero.
Maybe they do,
and maybe it does. But
maybe
I mean,
they know a thing. It looks a little weird, but
it looks awful.
it was a rock star in terms of people looking at it. It rides well and it drives well on the street, and it's got a lot of room and it's comfortable and the seats are nice and it's got good inputs and like that. Turns in really well. It's not understeery at all.
Right.
But
does it not hold up?
coolant lasted 3 laps.
Oh my god!
And if you blast the heat full crank, you can get
keep it in
5 or 6 more out of it.
Whoa.
And then I drained the tank full to empty in 16 laps of Road Atlanta.
So
Which
it's
is
like the old
what
Evo.
get-
Did you ever drive an Evo 8
Yeah.
on the track?
Same deal. Tiny tank.
You get like 4 miles to the gallon.
Yeah,
It's gone.
you get 3
11
miles
laps.
to the gallon. Yeah, and it's a tiny tank, and your max speed at Road Atlanta out of that amazing efficiency is 128 miles an hour. So it was legit though. It was fun to drive,
Right.
and it's fun. It was even fun to drive at Road Atlanta, honestly, until you get to that back straight because it dies around 100, whereas the Focus RS really wakes
going.
up around 80. My Focus RS is fast as fuck above 80 miles an hour, and this thing really kind of dies around 90. I mean, I saw 120.
But that engine likes to rev to the red line, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It's just.
Have you driven the SI?
No,
Because
I
it's
drove
got the
Sport.
1.5.
I drove the Sport.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's
I've
got
not
an
driven
uprated
SI.
version of that engine, which
Oh,
sort
it's-
of peters out at like
it's 300 horsepower.
5,500.
It feels like 300 horsepower.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's all right. Like it's a nice little street car, but Road Atlanta has a habit of making all but the fastest cars
Right,
feel
feel
kind of
pretty
slow.
slow,
If
yeah.
you don't have 400 or 500 horsepower at Road Atlanta, it doesn't really feel like you're going all that fast.
Right.
It was great through the downhill S's. You know what I mean? It was really nice in the certain tighter sections. And I took the fucking downhill flat, yay, and that was nice. And but 3
What were the
laps.
brakes like? Did the brakes hold up?
They held up.
That's cool.
They held up. Yeah.
Did they put different pads on?
They knew I was going on the track with
They
it,
probably
so
put
I don't
different
think
pads
so.
on.
They didn't squeal or anything. I think it was standard stuff. I mean, it got a little soft at the end of the tank of fuel.
Right.
How was the diff?
So the diff is kind of like this Revo knuckle thing, like Ford had.
Right, yeah. And the Buick LaCrosse had.
Right. So basically,
Good track car.
There's a 90 degree. The best example of it is like a 90 degree corner right turn going on to Road Atlanta. I think or onto the back straight of Road Atlanta. I think it's turn 7, and it's a fairly slow in, hard out kind of corner. And so you get to around the apex and you plant your foot down, and there's no torque steer at all, but you are clearly not getting the full torque.
Right.
So
it's not delivering all
It's
the
not
power,
delivering
yeah.
all the torque. So they've eliminated torque steer by not giving you full torque until your wheel is straightened, which is fine actually.
It's like a G-Class.
even with traction control off. I mean,
Just
maybe
like a G-Class.
just like a G-Wagon. Yeah, they do that. It's not. There's no hard line. The G-Wagon has a hard line, right? It's like at 12 degrees,
Right, then you have power.
have 100 pounds of torque.
Right.
At 11 degrees, you have 640 pounds
Right,
of torque.
exactly.
No, this does it seemingly more progressively.
Right,
and Road
right.
Atlanta, it's not like if you go flat in a front-wheel drive 300 horsepower car out of this corner, you're probably not going to blow the tires off anyway.
Right.
It's still 40, 50 mile an hour corner, but
Yeah, the SI was super stable.
it was very stable.
This car was, I mean, I imagine that's pretty similar.
It was really nice. It waggled its ass a little bit under really heavy braking, like just a little, front-wheel drive car.
And I tried to, in the SI, I tried to do hog pen, the one that comes on the straight. At the same speed, I was doing it.
Pen, which
It's
is
the right. It's that downhill right that
Oh,
you sort
okay.
of. It's sort of a little bit off camber, and then you come back into it, and you sort of dip into it.
Yeah,
And then you shoot down
onto
straight.
the front straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to enter it at the same speed I was doing in the ZL1 1LE.
And how'd that go?
I stayed on the track. It was my exit speed.
Wow.
But that's sort of a testament to the cars.
Yeah.
Like you can just throw it in, and nothing bad's gonna happen to
Yeah.
you. You're not. It's you're fast in, slow out.
Yeah.
But nothing bad's gonna happen to you. Like the car's just foolproof. It's really easy.
I think you'll enjoy the Type R.
Yeah.
I think it was tough. Like, I mean, even if if you're driving and it's not a zillion degrees out, like, yeah, you can put the windows down and have the heat on. Like, yeah,
Oh yeah, I guess you're running it in August at Road Atlanta.
At August at Road Atlanta, it was hot. It wasn't like that hot. It was like in the high 80s. Like it wasn't like it was 120 or something. But I had to do the review with the windows up, and so like.
You had to film with the windows up?
Yeah, for audio, to blast the heat. I'm telling you, by the time I finished 7 or 8 laps, which was the length of the review, it must have been 140 to 150 degrees in the car. It was really bad. Like it was like I was like, I need to go in. Like I'm gonna like pass out in here. Like it was really bad.
I'm turned into jerky.
But I don't know. There's gonna have to be some kind of fix for cooling, whether it's an additional oil cooler or whatever the hell the fix is in the aftermarket for people who actually plan on doing track work. But I've tracked my Focus RS in Palm Desert in July, June, whatever it was. It was 100 degrees, and my RS lasted a lot longer. So even modified. Anyway, should we take a break? I feel like it's break time. It is. Bladder says it is. And the bladder's never wrong. All right, we are going to sell some real estate. Quick sidebar. Someone emailed me and asked, I say we're going to sell some real estate. It means we're going to read advertisements. Someone asked me what sells real estate was, and I explained that it means you're selling advertising. He goes, oh, I thought it means you go to take a shit. It also works, actually.
Yeah, all right. It's pretty similar.
We're going to offload a shipping container.
So
I'm going to go play Long Beach Port.
Emailed me about that. That's really funny. Thanks. All right, we'll be back.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? With ZipRecruiter, you could post your job to over 100 job sites with just one click. Then, their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job, better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates to find you. It finds them. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within one day. No juggling emails or calls to the office. You just screen, rate, and manage the candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/smoke. That's ZipRecruiter.com/SMOKE. One more time, you can try it for free. You just go to ZipRecruiter.com/smoke. Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. Blue Apron has established partnerships with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. This means that the seafood is sourced sustainably under standards developed in partnership with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. The beef, the chicken, and the pork come from responsibly raised animals. The produce is sourced from farms that practice regenerative farming. Because Blue Apron ships the exact amount of each ingredient you require for a recipe, you reduce food waste. Cooking is a great way to bring the family together, or friends, in my case. Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. And on a side note, I would say it makes a great date if you don't have a family, but maybe you're trying to make one. Those who spend a lot at restaurants or at high-end grocery store chains can now spend under $10 per person for a delicious meal. That is less than we spend on takeout by a long shot. The ingredients for the meals are seasonal, so some of the upcoming things they have are summer vegetable and egg paninis with a Calabrian chili mayonnaise and caprese salad, soy-glazed pork and rice cakes with bok choy, skillet vegetable chili with cornmeal and cheddar drop biscuits. I don't even know what that is, but I want to eat it. Blue Apron was a great asset for me because although I cook at home a lot, I do not put the work in to find a recipe. I kind of MacGyver the kitchen or more of like a drunk MacGyver, because nothing really comes out that amazing. But what Blue Apron did was provide me with exactly what I needed to cook and how to cook it, and it inspired me to realize that I could make pretty delicious things without too much complication. I had like a really good Moroccan tomato rice dish once, and if I saw that in a picture, I would think, oh, that's going to take me hours to make, and I'm going to have to get 15 different ingredients. It was much simpler than that. It was quite easy to put together. It took about 30 minutes, and it was really good. It's much more impressive than my peanut butter and chicken sandwich. It's affordable. There's a lot of variety. It's very flexible. It's easy to make. And they have a Blue Apron freshness guarantee. That means that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/tire. That's TIRE, not the British spelling. You will love how good it feels, how good it tastes, and to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/tire. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Harry's razors. I love these things. I used to use a razor blade for 1 to 2 months at a stretch until it had a little rust on it, and it was basically a squeegee that was pressing the hair down against my face. Now I switch to a new blade maybe every week, maybe sooner if I want to keep it extra baby smooth, and it's been really, really great for my face. It's a lot easier to get these things done. Matt uses them a ton also. Harry's is so confident that you're going to like them too. They're going to give you a free trial shave set when you sign up at harrys.com/tire. You just have to pay for the shipping. It is totally worth it. They deliver them to your house. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to look at the overinflated price at either of those places and think, seriously? It's fantastic. This is why over 3 million guys have switched to Harry's razors. Jeff and Andy, the guys that started it, were just normal dudes. They were fed up with buying overpriced razors, so they started Harry's to fix the problem. They bought a German factory that had over 100 years of blade making experience that ensures the highest quality, and all their products are backed by a 100% quality guarantee. Harry's offers their blades at half the price of the leading 5-blade razor, selling directly to you over the internet. Claim your free trial offer from Harry's today. That's $13 value for free when you sign up, just covering shipping. Your free trial set will include a weighted, ergonomic razor handle, 5 precision-engineered blades with a lubricating strip and a trimmer blade, a rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover. They have all the bases covered. It's awesome. To get your free trial set, go to harrys.com/tire right now. That is harrys.com/tire. Last but not least, Forza Motorsport, the official racing simulator of the smoking tire. We have burned a lot of time playing the Forza Horizon series and the Forza Motorsport series. It helps us learn new tracks. We practice drifting on it, brake and pedal modulation. Both games are really fun and can be useful tools for training for your real-life driving as well. You know, sometimes you need to learn the map of Spa, or maybe you need to learn what Sonoma is going to look like before you do a Lemons race. Or maybe sometimes, you know, you just want to get a trophy truck and see how fast that'll do against a Focus RS and have a strange battle and bump into some strangers. The games are really fun, really exciting, and it's a little bit more convenient than throwing a gas can and some tires in your car and driving 100 miles, 200 miles to the nearest racetrack. So check out both games at xbox.com/Forza and ForzaMotorsport.net.
We're on now. This is a show.
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry.
We were just talking about Gluck, this review of this average at best beer.
It's just
Weird. Whatever.
But you can't be disappointed by it after reading the label, because
It's
it
exactly
delivers what it says.
No, but
which is something you don't want.
But someone put the effort in, thinking,
And
you
I
know
am
what's
thirsty.
good? I like mint. I like chocolate. I like beer. What if all together? No.
No. What if I ate mint chocolate
like
chip
dog.
while having a Guinness? Not a good idea.
I like dogs. I like stout. Dog stout.
That's like a TJ Miller line from Silicon Valley. Fucking hell.
I'm an incubator.
What else you driven in your life, Tony? You want
I
to plug
did
anything?
the
Car and Driver Lightning Lap?
I
out
did the
now?
Toge rally back in July.
what?
The Toge rally.
What is a Toge rally?
It's that Japanese classic car rally.
Do you
where-
actually Toge?
What is that?
Isn't that where you like drift up a
No,
canyon
but
road?
that's the term, and
Yeah.
I didn't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled Touge, and I was like, "What? How do you say
Yes.
it?"
Welcome to 2017.
But I'd never heard anyone actually say it. So
is that what you thought?
No, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I was like, is it Touge? Is it like pronounced like Rouge? Like, how do you pronounce it? Because I'd never heard anybody say it until I went on the rally.
That's like Showgirls. I got it at Versace.
What?
Elizabeth Berkley's character in the movie Showgirls pronounces Versace Versace.
Yes, I was that. Also, she's from Michigan, and so am I.
You guys look alike.
It's a reach. Both your careers are going equally well.
I'm just saying in our cultural intelligence.
So you thought it was Touge.
The Touge. No,
but it's
Touge.
Japanese.
I thought it was Touge. I didn't know.
But no Japanese word.
Guess what,
sounds
motherfucker?
Like
from now on, it's Touge.
I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I went on the Toge rally, and Mazda brought out a bunch of amazing cars. They brought out a second-gen RX-7 Turbo, all white. They brought out a white FD, the twin turbo, which was amazing.
Oh, that's like the super mint one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jacob said I could have a go in that.
You should definitely do it. It's
really
really cool. It holds up really well.
I heard it does really well, except for the seats or something. The seats kind of suck, right?
I thought the seats were okay. It's really, surprisingly, it rides well because it's only on 16-inch wheels. And it's quiet and it's quick.
Sidewall, as it turns out.
Yeah,
really contributes to ride quality.
And it steers. The steering's really nice.
You know what tires are like now? They're like if your bed frame kept getting bigger and then they just shrunk it down to like the topper.
Yeah.
And, like that's your tire.
Right.
Race cars still use 18-inch wheels. Why do they keep doing that?
You want more bed.
More bed.
Oh, man, you want to talk about funky tires? Let me tell you about this donk I drove. Not a donk. Well, I did drive a donk, which was hilarious and perfect. Okay, but not the donk. That's for television. I don't want to give that away and get fucking called a traitor. The VIP Lexus LS 400 build, wide body Lexus on hydraulic air suspension. So not hydraulics, like bouncy hydraulics, right? And not airbags. It's like hydraulic air, or it's air struts. Right, and the driving, the driving position, which is there's two positions: frame on ground and driving.
How much camber is on driving?
12 degrees.
What?
What LS?
It's
like a first gen?
It's a 400.
So like yours.
Timmy, it's on Instagram. It's on my Instagram.
12
Pull
degrees.
it up on my Instagram. Sorry, Magnus. Magnus was here the other day. He really liked to plug his Instagram.
He's very good at that.
Yeah,
scroll down a bit,
on
Timmy.
Instagram.
I also drove Corbin's Rolls Royce. We could discuss that. There it is.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that Rolls Royce.
Oh
Oh wow!
Look at that. Now, first off, tell me that doesn't look at least sort of interesting. Like
it looks like it's right out of a video game.
Like I don't want to buy that fucking thing, but when I was like going to Grid Life in Atlanta, and I was like, maybe I should do more than just race cars. And I was like, I saw this, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Why not know what these people are doing?
So you have to inflate the tires to 60 PSI. So that's a 13-inch rim in the back that has a 245 on it.
Oh,
stretch
no.
fit and filled to 60 PSI. And also, by the way, that car has straight pipes.
Is that
I swear to God, the car's got straight pipes.
Is that driving height right now?
Or
is that parked?
That's parked height.
Okay.
That's parked
So
height.
is it sitting on the ground?
Yeah,
That's
it's
as
frame
low as
on
it
ground.
goes?
Yeah. Now get this. So there's another height even above driving height, right? That's like extra high height, right? Now in the front, now if you're making a turn that's more than like 45 degrees, you have to lift the front so that the wheels like clear properly to make the turn, so it looks a little wonky.
You know how many turns are more than 45
why?
degrees?
A lot, especially when you're driving through the paddock of Road Atlanta and the service roads of Road
Or
Atlanta.
like every what about like an intersection?
was-
'Cause that's a 90-degree corner.
Does the owner drive it, or does he just drive it to shows?
Well,
or
no,
what does
he
do
pretty
with
much
it?
just drives it shows now.
Yeah.
It
It's
started as
unusable.
his
It's
daily
unusable.
driver,
Right,
and
then
now
he
he
made it
does
unusable.
Yeah. Do you want to play a game called Guess What the Owner of That Car Looks Like?
No.
I'll give you a hint. He's a 20-year-old white kid.
Oh yeah.
Who goes to college. Yeah, it's a 20-year-old white college student.
It can't be cheap though. It's got to be expensive to do that to your LS.
No, I think if I recall, I believe he got into some kind of rear-end collision that necessitated quite a bit of body work anyway, and it was sort of like I don't know.
He
I mean, yeah,
parlayed that into making it a drivable car.
I think he did. I think it's a very nicely done thing. Like the body work is all metal, and
he's really pushing the State Farm. Like we cover a lot because we've seen
dude,
a lot.
it's honestly, it's fucking hysterical. The video's gonna be great. You're gonna laugh your ass off.
Oh, the video's not out yet.
No, the video's not out yet. I filmed it like last week.
How does it track? Like going straight? Does it wiggle?
I achieved a speed of maybe 25 miles an hour at one point during the video. Most of the video is spent at about 3 to 5 miles an hour.
Does he ride along with you? It's a one take?
Yeah, he's with me. He's
How does
great.
it feel at 25?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's got to be squiggling down the road, right?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I didn't attempt to do anything resembling handling. I didn't even want to. I thought it was sketchy for that kind of thing. I did it. I didn't try and take it out of its desired element and into mine just to make fun of it. I wanted to go into his element, which is to roll around all slow and get people's reactions. And people's reactions are fucking awesome. It's like it's a really high quality 15 minutes of entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to make fun. I was curious what it would feel like with that much
terrible.
camber.
Oh, fucking terrible. No, he said it's sketchy as hell to drive it at, like, you know, he said you can drive it on the highway, but like it's kind of shady. It doesn't handle well. It's not.
Now, who built it for him? And did they make him sign multiple waivers to not
Probably.
sue them?
I don't know. I don't know. He sent me. I have a build sheet when the video goes up.
Who agrees to align a car like that and to build?
Oh, there's whole shops that are dedicated to nothing but
really?
VIP
There's more than
builds.
just one of those.
That's not even all that unique.
That's not a hurdle.
One of many. Not one of many. In the South, there's a lot of this. This was not
here too. I mean, there's a lot of VIP stuff. It's been going around a while.
Yeah. They go all the way too, because it's not just about the camber. That's the main thing, is the deep dish and the camber. But they also do. Tim, pull up like what a VIP interior looks like. VIP cars,
which I kind of like to admit.
This Lexus had a standard interior. This Lexus didn't go crazy, but like, so there's a lot of quilting. Just pull that whole thing over. There's a lot of quilting. There's a lot of like lighting. They do like these crazy tea trays and curtains and pillows and blankets and like
Wait, this car got stung by a bee.
Oh, bro, look at that.
That's
all of that rich Corinthian leather.
Do you know Brett Burke? He's a freelancer.
Yeah.
His line about the Maserati TC interior, which looks sort of like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Very pillowy.
Well, yeah, he said it's like seeing your grandparents naked.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, see, look at the trays. You see the trays? It's weird because half of the stuff they do is really expensive, and the other half is like super chintzy
really
and
shitty.
shanty.
Yeah.
But those pillows.
Are you thinking about? Do you still have your LS?
Yeah.
Is it still driving around?
Yeah. It's out on loan right now with a lovely young man from Ireland named Ian, who's a motoring journalist of sorts from Ireland. He's aspiring.
How close is it?
966,000. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
pretty
It takes
fucking
a long
far.
time.
Yeah, it's for this. But this dude's driving it like to San Francisco. Everyone who takes it puts 1,000.
a lot of
on it.
miles on it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Is that absolute VIP?
Yeah.
Bill? Pull that up.
I've always laughed at the amount of alcohol.
Absolute VIP.
Neon frame.
Oh boy.
Well, like a lot of VIP cars
God.
have sake bottles, like when they're parked in the parking lot, like in their trays, and it's just advertise. It's not advertising drinking and driving, but it's just like a weird thing to put super close to the steering wheel.
Booze.
It's like a club on wheels.
Yeah. So this was at Grid Life. I drove some other weird shit at Grid Life. So I drove. You'll love this, Tony. So with the popularity of or at least the idea of the Ariel Atom and the Exocet and various Exo cars and this low volume manufacturer thing that's going on now, people can kind of build fucking whatever.
Right. And register them.
Yeah. And so the new thing is. That's a nice promo picture. You can use that. So there's people that are basically just removing bodies from cars.
Cool.
So they're taking like vets from the 80s and 240s and shit and just taking the fucking bodies off. And that's like the thing they're doing, right? You're like, oh, it weighs 1,200 pounds. It's got an LT1. And you go, yeah, but there's some things here we need to discuss.
This isn't the same.
Yeah, so there's this thing at Grid Life, and you'll see the video. I think it's called Crowworks, like KROWRX or something like that. And it's basically an Integra floor pan with a cage put on it. That's on my Instagram as well, Timmy. Pull that up. So it's like, imagine just taking all the bodywork off, go down. It's right next to where you'd find that.
That sounds amazing.
No, back up.
So it's like that unbodied Duesenberg that Jay Leno has, but it's an Integra.
That's it. So it's an Integra.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay, right? It looks like maybe you'd live. There's
I like the spoiler.
There's no windshield.
What are the wheels?
I'm wearing an open face helmet. There's no windshield.
Oh, that's you driving it?
That's me. That's a photo of me.
That's
wearing
amazing.
a t-shirt and
you drove it.
My left arm is outside of the cage.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, only a couple of things.
Did you see there was a company that was building tube frame, like, quote 330 or like M2 cars, and it was a tube frame drift car that you could fit a plexiglass like 330 BMW coupe thing over, but when they'd run it without the body on it, it looked like very similar shape,
like a NASCAR,
and you couldn't run it in any series.
Well, that was like, remember that Corvette that I drove in Arizona for tuned? That was basically that
little challenge car,
right? But this thing had no body work on it, and I went on the track with that. It was front wheel drive, obviously, because it's Integra, and it was very fast from 30 to 70. Right, but without any body work at all, you hit this aerodynamic wall, and I literally there's video of this. The video's coming out. Don't worry, you're gonna enjoy editing this one, Zach. Straight by a juke, which threw rocks directly into my open-faced helmet.
Oh,
face, yeah. I had to drive around the track like this, like hand on my face. It was retarded. It was rough. But so there was that, and then what else did I drive at Grid Life? I did a 240 with a Skyline motor in it, a 240 SX with an RB, it was a stroker. I think it was an RB28 or RB30 or something like that. Big power. Mm-hmm. Fucking blew the tires off in third gear.
That's fast.
Big power. Twins, not a single, but like 600 horsepower.
Drifty?
It was a little loosey goosey. Not much steering feel, but it was crazy. Did Civic Type R. Oh, and I drove the Top Speed Motorsports 991 Turbo S with their Stage 3 kit. It's called Elite Dot 3. It's called as their kit. It was $670 at the tires, which was really nice for road Atlanta.
What were you hitting on the straight?
So Sissio, who owns the car, the owner of Top Speed, saw 161. I didn't have the balls to take the kink faster than like 152 or 153. So I saw like 155 at the end of it. He saw faster, but I'm sure the kink could be taken flat in the car. But I didn't. It's his car. I didn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. And I'm in the video. I always talk to myself like an asshole. So I'm like, you're being a huge pussy and stuff like that in the video. But it was extraordinary.
There were some funny moments at Gingerman though, where you're like, you're mid corner, like I am taking that corner like a bitch, and then you go around the lap again, and you're like in the middle of a thought, but you tangent real quick, and you're like still taking that corner like a bitch, and then you just come right back to your thought.
I have a problem with turn one at Gingerman. It's hard.
It's funky.
Yeah.
Which one's is that's after the start finish? The left?
Yeah, it's
the
just like where if you're doing it in a different car every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It's like where do you
Different
brake?
speed,
Where do you
different
brake
brake,
for that corner? Yeah. I drove a fucking 87 Starion with a 450 horsepower 2J in it. Stock brakes. It's really good. Brakes lasted as long as they did in the Civic Type R, in fairness. The brakes lasted in the Type R. Sorry, the coolant didn't last in the Type R. That car was cool.
It was very cool. It looked like it'd be a lot of fun.
As a street car, yeah.
The Starion
is the second, the top two pictures, the top left, and then that's it.
That's awesome.
That's the exact car. Yeah,
that's such a ridiculous looking car.
450 horsepower.
Yes, so 80s.
So 80s.
So
but
angular.
The fender flares make it kind of cool.
God, it's still fucking good looking, man. And so now I've driven two of these. One had a giant LS engine in it, and it made 515 at the wheels. And then this one has. It
looks good.
This car was great.
That looks cool.
No, other than having totally street issue brakes, which I said 3 times in the video. For the street, they're fine.
Well, they were probably like 11 inches at the most because that's how
small.
big brakes were.
Yeah, they're small. But it had good balance and good steering, and it was really fucking really fast.
What tires were on again? Were like smallish Kumos?
Shitty all seasons. They were. They were. It had all seasons. It wasn't. He lives in Michigan. The guy.
25. He drove that all year long.
Yeah. No, it's not his daily, but he. I think. I don't know.
Looks like it could go right into Mad Max.
It was not. It was not a track build. Like a guy, I had a guy who I was supposed to drive his car. Okay, and he was a nice guy. And I got there, and his car was sketchy for reasons I don't need to go into, and I refused to drive his car. The guy's buddy was there, and he goes, "Hey, well, do you want to drive my Starion?" And his Starion was a show car in the Haltech booth because he runs a Haltech ECU, and he was like, "It's not like." Really a track car, but like if you want to have a go, and I went over and took a load, I was like, fuck me, this thing looks awesome. And so I asked to take it on the track, but it wasn't like meant to ever go on the track. But
how does a 2J feel compared to an RB? Any different?
I'm a fan. The RBs, every RB I've ever driven is like nuts.
True.
Like, the RBs I've driven seem to have wider power bands because they all do the 2 turbos, whereas the 2Js and 1Js that I've driven mostly have a 1 turbo.
Yeah.
And so they're peakier. Mm-hmm. The RBs have the wider power bands, but they're pretty similar.
Okay.
I've heard the Toyota motors are stronger. That's
stock
what everyone
power
says, but
only when you get up to past like 7.
I haven't blown one up yet, so I don't know what to tell you. When I blow it up, I'll let you know which one goes first. There was that car was fucking cool, man. That Starion.
Really?
I
remember those. I'm old enough to remember when those.
It was good. Like it was really enjoyable. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, granted, it had nothing remotely resembling what it came with. So who the hell knows?
Good platform.
What else you driven recently, Tony?
I bought a Miata. Last time I hadn't bought a Miata. Yeah.
What generation?
First gen.
Really?
1.8.
What year?
95.
Is it because it's now eligible for vintage racing?
Is it forest green?
No,
and missing
it's
paint?
like totally stock. It had like 70-some thousand miles on it.
Why did you buy a stock NA Miata?
I don't know. Why not? They're cheap. I never owned a Japanese car either.
This is your first Japanese car?
This is my first Japanese car. And I love it's fun to work on. They're easy to work on.
Really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the structural rigidity is appalling.
They're a little...
I mean, it's really bad. Yeah. Like, it's insane that they sold that car to the general public with that rigidity. But
Torsen diff?
Yeah, it's got a limited slip. It's black with a tan interior. It's on my Instagram.
How much did you pay for it so I can get set?
Yeah, pull out. Just go straight to that, Tim.
I don't know if there's any actual good photos of it. There's a couple photos of my dog posing in it.
Do you?
But it's black and tan.
Are you enjoying driving it so far?
Yeah, I love driving it. The steering's nice. The shifter's great. It's super slow, which is fine for LA, which makes it more fun. Like I'd pull a plug wire, make it even slower if I could. Yeah, there's my dog posing.
I drove that car like an idiot because I had one also 95 and it was just so small and placeable. Just you could floor it through traffic and you're not going that fast.
No, right, you know? And it makes it fun.
Yeah.
I mean that's what makes it fun, and
that's why I like my scooter.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a scooter.
Oh, do it. I have
no regrets.
Not only do I have no regrets, it's probably the best thing I've ever bought.
I've
gotten more for my money with that fucking scooter. Get like something Japanese for less than $2,000, and you're golden forever.
Well, I was thinking about getting an Escape LA vehicle too, and then you could split lanes on your way of fleeing whatever's happening in LA.
You can. I get to Beverly Hills from Venice. In
DR
20 minutes.
Suzuki. That's my Escape LA vehicle.
What's that?
What's that?
Like a dual sport. Dual sport dirt bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have one?
No.
Oh, you need one.
Yeah. And it's one of those things I should buy before the earthquake happens because it'll be harder to find afterwards.
Yeah, they're going to be real expensive.
Things to not procrastinate.
After the earthquake, you have to murder someone and steal them. That's the problem.
You know.
Yeah, but if you're on it.
I have half that equation covered.
Go do what you got to do.
How much did you pay for Miata? I want to get upset.
$47.50.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a piece of shit. Like it's a nice car. Like it's a nice car. Like it looks really nice. The paint's really nice. My girlfriend got hit in traffic in it though, because I thought it was all original paint. It's got all the original VIN tags. It was like a quarter-inch of Bondo.
Oh man, Discovery.
But it was fine. I mean, it's a nice car. I bought it as like a don't worry about it car.
Yeah.
Which I
Are you
like.
leaving the dent?
No, well, no. Eventually, I'll fix it.
Are you gonna modify it?
I'm not that casual about it.
Are you gonna change anything?
No, I mean I've flirted with doing suspension and wheels, but then I'm like, why? I'm just driving it around in traffic.
It's a deep, dark rabbit hole. Save up
exactly,
for that
and I know it will
for
be
the 993.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I'm thinking about. I keep banging the table. I'm thinking about adding a sedan to the fleet because I have no sedan. I only have cars under 90-inch wheelbase.
This is how automotive
very limiting.
Specialty vehicles only, right? What kind of sedan?
Oh, I don't know. Everything from an old Mercedes, like what's his name's?
Like Glucker.
Yeah, like Glucker. That's what I looked at.
Really? Oh,
like that. I do that. I do a more
really
modern
old.
one. I was even thinking about, like, I was looking casually at W140s on Craigslist.
I just drove a 500e, my first 500e.
Oh, that's a nice
it was
car.
Very nice.
That's a really nice car.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I would settle for like a 300e.
The one to get is the CE, the coupe.
Yeah, the coupe's gorgeous.
It's a four-door, the pillarless.
Yeah, the pillarless. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Those are gorgeous.
I know a guy who had a 500e and crashed it, and has a 300 CE, and he's putting the 500 drivetrain in the 300, like
that's a good
fucking
idea.
champ.
Yeah, I like all the 124s.
Yeah, those are great.
But I found there was a W140 500 SEL 92 that went up on Craigslist last week. And I emailed the guy, and then I sort of looked it up, and it was a little sketch. But I mean, it was like 39,000 miles, and it looks really nice. But he bought it like at an auction, like one of those, like, I'm donating my car auction.
Yeah, yeah.
And the auction, I saw the auction listing, and it was like, oh, it's got diff noise, it's got all these problems.
Oh, that's bad.
Apparently, maybe he fixed it, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he's unloading it 4 months later.
I'll tell you what, the
and
500
he went from
like that?
5,500. Yeah, exactly. He went from 5,500, and then today he sent me a text. He was like, if you're still interested, I'd sell it to you for 4,500.
Don't play maybe with a German car.
No.
No, but I would just drive it, and then it would die, and then I'd sell it for scrap.
The 500s are pretty good. They're a lot. I had a 600 like that. I had a
really
97
do not like this
600.
two-tone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The two-tone doesn't do it for me. It's like a Jeep Cherokee with a plastic lower.
Oh, I don't care. It's such a hideous car. Who cares?
Why would you buy it then?
I don't know. Just say I owned it.
Okay.
It cost $100,000, 25 years ago.
Yeah, fair point.
It was like a $150,000 car. And now you can buy it for $4,500.
I got my 600 for $2,200.
Really?
Yeah. It was a little fucked, but but I dailied it for a minute. It had a little gearbox issue.
Oh,
that's
did.
why it was so cheap. The car would have been like a $10,000 car,
right?
If it had a functional gearbox, which is like $8,000.
Yeah, I mean, I got cold feet because I mean, anything that goes wrong on that car, you're done. You're upside down basically.
My 500 my SL is apparently not such a big deal when things break.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I hear, except for the top mechanism. That's the big.
But there's specialty places that rebuild the
cylinders.
The cylinders.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's interior trim, which you can get from Mercedes Classic, but it's
which
fuck
probably
all
costs
expensive.
a fortune. Yeah. But I mean, what interior trim do you need? Nothing's
I don't
happened, right?
personally need any interior trim, but I'm just saying if you were shopping for one,
and
the
it had broken stuff
the convertibles tend to have kind of
dried out
interiors, and if you're looking for the burl wood or like bezels around the dome light is popular, and the little things that go around the visor clips, like just little shit like that, costs an insane amount of money. I think it was Camisa said that a bezel that goes around the dome light was $1,200.
What?
Insane. It's just crazy.
Because they got 4 of them on the shelf.
Yeah,
in the world.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Fucking hell, right? What else we got? We got anything from Facebook before we enter the show? Before we wrap it up, Zach made a list. Should we figure out a more efficient question asking system than Facebook? Because I feel like just using Facebook limits our, I don't know, reach. Probably use Instagram too.
Yeah, could do both.
I think you should have like a burner phone that just gets text during the show.
Oh my God! Well, what we're going to do when we go, now that we have our good internet, we go live is this. Comments from YouTube. We'll
live.
There's a live.
Happening.
That'd be a depressing list to read.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you, fuck you. And someone has a question that's very intelligent, goes flooded by. I don't know.
Well, more importantly, I hear there's some sort of option you can click to like where people can pay some sort of money to like have their comment be seen, which I like that.
That's what.
That's
Star
cool.
Talk
if you want to say like,
if they want to pay you,
if you want to say like, go fuck yourself to me, like for $5, like over the internet, like that's cool.
Yeah, that's a business. That's $1 million business right there.
I'm really about that.
Star Talk Radio always reads the Patreon questions first.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if they're probably. It'd be funny if someone was paying and just writing "fuck you," "I hate science," or "I hate the Earth is flat," and they just have to keep like reading it out loud. All right, we got a bunch. Has there ever been a feature or option on a car that sounded terrible or useless on paper but ended up as a favorite? This guy's example was the puddle lights on the Mustangs. He thought they sucked, and now he kind of likes them.
No, those still
kind of stupid.
The light, those mirror,
with
those
the
light,
pony.
the ones that send the AMG logo to,
Land Rover has those too.
Yeah. That we thought was stupid, but is actually kind of cool. I thought the headlights that turn in the beginning were kind of dumb.
Well, those are kind of cool.
They're awesome.
They work really
and the
well.
cars that
and you
work,
get used to them, and they work really well.
And then you try and drive something without them, and then you're like, ugh.
Well, the tech had to catch up. I think in the beginning it was too aggressive, and
Yeah.
now it fits the degree of the wheel.
Yeah. Electric power steering, we thought was dumb, but it's gotten good.
It's gotten a lot better. Radar cruise is getting better.
I still think the I haven't used a car with like the self parking yet, like self parallel parking.
I haven't found one that works.
It
quickly
seems
enough.
way too specific.
Yeah.
No, it
Like
can't.
find a street that's empty and it'll do it.
Right, and it just takes too long.
Yeah.
It probably parks faster than like my mom, but not faster than you
yeah,
or
no,
I
don't even think it parks faster than my mom. It's so slow.
Yeah.
How much do video games like Gran Turismo or Forza help you out in real world driving? He, for one, learned a lot about what not to do.
I don't know. I started driving before I ever really played video games. I'm not really sure.
Well, I go reverse on it. Like when
It's good for track learning.
It's good for
you don't
track
know a
learning.
track.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to why you crash, like when you spin off in that game, if you really look at what did you do just before that, like you can start to get it right. Like, okay, I lifted in the middle of the corner because I got spooked. Why? And if you realize that's why you crashed, then you could start applying those lessons. But I think you have to be really aware of it.
Like it can definitely help, but there's a huge portion of going fast in real life that's like bravery.
And feeling the car, feeling the lead,
and
feeling
like
all
being
those things.
comfortable. Like it takes a lot to be comfortable with like a 1.5 to 2G corner that is like possible in a supercar, but it's like doesn't feel like it is.
Right.
That takes
And
more.
if you're doing it at high speeds, it's pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Unless the car's right.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think that doesn't come from video games, but you can definitely
Track
learn
learning, yeah.
track learning for sure.
All right. Matt, what would you take from the Spec E46 you drove to implement in a Rotor Canyon
you ever drive
car?
a Spec E46 race car?
Uh-uh.
It's fucking cool. It's like a 330 gutted. Zach had a go in it too,
Great.
actually.
Yeah, I did. It was really fun, really balanced.
Is that your goal for your M3?
No way. My goal for the M3 is for it to
make it
work for
work.
6 months straight. And I like that car a lot, but I mean, that was a race car. That was a fully built spec car, and it just had really even handling. It was the first car I've ever driven on slicks, so that was an interesting thing to get used to.
That's
And then
fun.
once they warm up, it's just that thing was set up so in the middle.
Yeah.
It was like a little understeer, a little oversteer.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was nice. Is there anything from that car you would take and apply to a Canyon car, like? Either the way it balanced, like the way they dialed in oversteer a little bit.
No, you don't really want oversteer on the street. Well, maybe you do, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that car would be a fun street car too, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be. I think that car would be a really.
It felt
fun
very
street car.
connected, even though it was stock steering rack. It wasn't faster, but like,
No, it
your movements were applied.
Lighter. Yeah, it had really. Whoever did the fine tuning of that car did like an amazing job.
Yeah.
The shifter was good too, right?
It was. It was one of those tall.
Yeah, I could do that on the street. That'd be fun.
I think the lesson for me from that was you don't need a lot of horsepower if everything else is set up well.
Yeah,
like you get a real good time and big smile out of it.
It was like 225 wheel horsepower and 2,800 pounds or something.
Yeah, it was
like
like
that.
a 330 CI.
Where'd you drive it?
Gingerman.
Oh, Gingerman.
Super fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ginger person. Sorry. Stupid joke. Favorite car that flopped? Diamante, anyone? Secret Aztec admirer, lover of Le Car.
Favorite flop car.
M1, the front wheel drive Elan.
The front wheel drive Elan. Have you ever driven one of them?
I owned one.
Really? Yeah. Was it horrible or was it all right?
It was fine.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Did you know that? I bet. Did you know this car? Pull up the Lotus Elan,
It had a
1991,
1.6 liter Isuzu engine.
Yeah.
91 only in the States.
91.
They only did 550 or
really-
560 of
No,
them.
the 91.
And then do M100.
There's a red one right in the middle there. Yeah,
There it is.
Man.
There she
Fucking-
is.
It's too bad actually because it was kind of a neat looking car.
It was
bad.
designed by Peter Stevens.
Who's Peter Stevens?
He's the guy that did the McLaren F1.
Oh.
He did the Lotus Esprit.
Oh,
the
that
second
makes
gen
sense.
Lotus Esprit. Or the later Lotus Esprit.
It
It has the same front turn signals as the McLaren F1.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Does it?
What's funny is that sentence
These are
flipped
important.
when you have a McLaren makes McLaren owners sad.
See? Those are the turn signals. from
Yeah,
McLaren
no, they
F1.
are. Yeah. It's not a bad looking car.
It's pretty bad.
I always kind of liked it, and then I learned
kinda
it was
cool.
front wheel drive, and
It's
went,
a doorstop.
wah, wah.
Yeah.
But apparently Lotus, so they when GM owned Lotus. This is when GM owned Lotus. So they made them put an Isuzu engine in it, which was fine. Lotus actually wanted to do front wheel drive, but this car had a different type of fiberglass resin, which didn't shrink when it cooled, like the Esprit. So they were supposed to be, they counted on it shrinking, like whatever 0.25% or whatever percent it's supposed to shrink, and it didn't, which is why it sits like that and why the wheels sit. See how
Really?
the wheels
Very
sit
funny.
really fine far inside. And they tried to fix it in the U.S. one. The U.S. one has a longer front bumper and a different rear end, but I owned one of those.
Geostorm for me is definitely my
Same
strange claim to
Same
fame.
powertrain.
I was like 6 years old, and all the ads worked.
And wasn't that the trade-off? Because the Geostorm didn't say handling by Lotus.
By handling by Lotus, yeah, they did stuff.
I
for-
have
for
a
Geo.
handling by Lotus badge that I pulled off an Isuzu Bighorn in New Zealand, in a New Zealand pick and pull. Seriously, which was basically a trooper.
Right.
Yeah, handling by Lotus.
That's awesome. That's what they're
That's
known for.
That's another.
That was
GM.
probably a really nice handling.
I always liked the Stylus. Is it the Isuzu Stylus?
That was a sedan.
No. Can you give me an Isuzu Stylus? I think that was it. Wasn't it it was the Giugiaro one that looked kind of. No, that was.
That's
that is
the
a sedan.
Stylus is the sedan.
Shit, which is the one that looks vaguely
You're talking about
DeLorean-ish.
That looks like
it
a
was
Subi.
called the Piazza. in other
Impulse.
markets,
Impulse.
and then
Isuzu
the
Impulse.
yeah.
Sorry. Impulse. The Stylus is.
That one had a
truly-
handling by Lotus badge too.
Yes, it did.
Those are cool.
That's
They
the
were
one,
rear wheel
yeah.
drive. Oh, that's
No,
a front driver.
No, the other one.
That's a bad looking car.
One to the right of that. Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah, I always liked
That's
that.
Giugiaro.
Yeah, it definitely is Giugiaro.
Well, Lotus was going to put the taillights of the Impulse on the Elan. I know so much about the Elan. It's disturbing. They were going to put those taillights on, but then they found out they didn't actually pass U.S. brightness
of course
regulation.
not. Why would they?
So it has Renault Alpine taillights on it.
It's amazing with that much tail light.
amazing
it
I
didn't-
know so much about the lighting.
It's amazing how much good car went into your terrible car. I mean, with these McLaren F1 turn signals and Renault Alpine taillights, how could it have ever gone?
I don't know.
Look at that red one there on rims. That's a nice one, Tim. Yeah, that looks kind of good.
Oh, you need to do a
That looks
one take
kinda
of
good.
one of these.
I would absolutely love to. I haven't seen one of
especially a
these
handling
fucking
by
things.
Lotus one. They've got to be out there.
I haven't seen one of these things running in ages.
That's nice.
Let's slow
It's
down.
like a Scirocco. It's
Pull
like a
back a bit.
Japanese
Yeah,
Scirocco.
exactly.
That's,
But
I
it's
did a
rear wheel
Scirocco,
drive.
It was nice.
Are they rear wheel drive or are they front wheel drive?
Fuck to find
that
out.
is a favorable
I think they're
camera
rear
angle.
wheel drive.
You know what I'd really love to do a video with before I fucking retire? A Beretta Z34. I don't know why. Like, is there a running Beretta in Los Angeles? Like somewhere?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is there a Beretta enthusiast club out there?
Oh yeah.
There must be.
Yeah. There's all sorts. Of
I would
horrible
bet the
fetishes.
Beretta owner does not
There,
watch
look at that
videos.
GT2 Beretta. That's the shit right
Oh,
there.
here's the green. That was the best.
Oh, yeah.
That's, you couldn't find a sadder fucking picture, could you? Thank God that one.
The computer refuses
that
to
one
load
bailed
it.
on you. That one completely bailed on you. Can we get a good? That's fucking bullshit. That Beretta stinks. Can we find a less sad Beretta? That's a good one.
Is that the GTZ?
I used to take tennis lessons, and my tennis instructor picked me up in one of those. Look at those wheels. Yes.
Look at that wing.
That's a GTU. You know who helped work on that car?
Heinersee.
No,
I don't know. Emerson Fittipaldi.
I don't know anybody. But you want to know a funny Beretta story? That Beretta GTU right there, GM basically used the Beretta name without telling the Beretta gun company, who got a little fucking pissed. And eventually there was a lawsuit, and they worked it out, and they were allowed to sell Berettas under the name Beretta. And as a show of good faith and appreciation for Beretta, the gun company's understanding, GM sent them a pair of fucking Chevy Berettas, which are at if you go to the Beretta gun factory
still
today, they are on the fucking museum
never
tour.
driven.
My dad went to the factory and texted me a picture and goes, "Guess where I am?" And it's like a castle with a Beretta fucking parked in front of it, and I'm like, "What? Where are you?" He's like, "This is at the Beretta factory, and they have one of these. It has like 6 miles on it. It's never been driven."
Car and
can't
Driver did a Beretta versus Beretta comparison test.
With the
early
gun in the
90s.
car?
Yeah.
God damn, Car and Driver did some shit in the 80s and 90s. Can we make Car and Driver do like really weird stuff again?
Sure.
Can we recreate that weed test that they?
Yeah,
did in
we've
the
been
80s?
thinking about a way to do that, but then we involved the corporate lawyers, and they were like, even though it's legal in Colorado, it's not federally legal.
Right.
So
which
what?
was a headache. And then we were like,
why does it need to be federally
legal?
legal? To write about it in a national magazine?
I don't know. I mean, anything that makes the corporate lawyers nervous,
What you need to do
you need to not ask
you need to-
permission.
You just need to not ask.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, you need to do it. Don't publish it, but you need to do it, write it, and then the day it's federally legal, you put it up,
you
you're
got the
done.
story ready to
just
go.
Because
pocket it?
everyone is going to go for that.
That's true.
Just be guy number one and hold it.
Yep.
Now back to that all-white Beretta. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Oh man.
Is that the lawn at Pebble Beach? We're looking forward into Pebble Beach 2062.
That car
Class winner.
That car
Front wheel.
manages a Blockbuster video. Like they got fired from babysitting, and then they had to take a job at Blockbuster.
Is this when the Malays class is going to be in Pebble Beach?
That's not a good car.
No.
The top 3 podium finishers of this class is Beretta, Alante, Shelby GLHS.
Dude, look at the difference in height between like the height of the front headlights and
Well, look at the
tail.
overhangs. You gotta love the
Huge.
overhangs. That's a
You know,
gorgeous
it's
car.
it's not-
I don't think the Z34. The Z34 was the Lumina coupe.
Oh, yeah, it was the Lumina
That
coupe.
was the- yeah.
Lumina Euro Z34.
Right, exactly, with the
What
quad
made-
cam engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that ever went into Beretta.
I drove a Fiero that had that quad cam engine put in it. It was cool.
Was it?
Yeah, it went fast.
Did it have the body on it?
No, it had Fiero body. It went fucking fast as hell. Kid built like a little NSX thing with it. It was
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, boy. I think this has been a fun show, but I think we got to wraps it up, huh?
Yeah.
Huh, kids? Thanks for coming in, Tony.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What do you want to plug? Lightning Lap, Car and Driver,
Yeah,
right now?
I'm working on our December issue, which will be our 750th.
Is it really the 750th issue?
Yep.
Fuck
so
me.
we're doing an encyclopedia of everything automotive from A to Z for the whole
How
issue.
many pages is the book?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's enough to fit all that stuff because I've got a ton of stuff to fit in it. So,
That's
so
fun.
I'm looking forward to that. And Lightning Lap's out right now.
That's awesome.
And follow me on Instagram.
What's your
Instagram?
how do you
My
pronounce that?
Guau Pants. So Guau, it's not a great name. And
Guau
I've actually
Pants.
had somebody message me like, dude, why don't you have more followers? And I was like, I think it has to do with my
I think
name.
it's because I sound like a porn star.
Well,
That isn't verified.
So Guau is how dogs bark in Spanish. Like if you were to read a comic and a dog was barking, that's like bow wow or bark.
Oh, is Guau?
And then pants are just pants.
Huh.
That's why I love
So it's not, and then I got a little snail there and my picture.
Yeah, it's not entirely indicative of a man of your stature, although your name is in the byline.
Well, yeah, I identify myself.
And there's like a GT3.
So yeah,
there,
so follow me.
On Guau
I
Pants.
try to post good stuff.
All right, I'll
There's
put
a
it in
picture of me on a car phone. I took all the pictures of the generations, the 6 generations of
the
911 doors.
Pull up the doors real quick. I want to see the generations of 911 doors. That's at position 2-2. The 996 really stands out,
Doesn't
it? Wow, I've never looked at it.
But I mean, it's basically
That
the
way.
same from.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change for 40 years.
No,
And-
exactly. They didn't change the
And then
door.
they go, all right, let's do this. Whoa, back it up.
Back up.
You know what, the ergonomics though, they stay correct, right?
Well, it's got tons of
Armrest.
pockets. That's the beauty of the 911 door. All the door pockets.
Yeah.
This is the most efficient door design we have because we've studied all the door designs and we know that this is by far the most efficient designs. This is why we make all of our doors this way.
That's right.
It's true. Like, I
That's
mean,
why they didn't change it.
It's not like the length of like the bicep bone has changed a
We
lot in
went
50
through
years.
this in 1967.
This is the Club Sport that photo, and I'm chasing Sam Smith. You gotta have Sam Smith on some.
Yeah.
He's got to come to fucking LA.
He does,
I don't
he
like
does.
doing this Skype bullshit.
No,
I like
I-
having
yeah.
him in the building.
It's different. I can imagine
When
it's
he's
very
in the
different.
building, Sam has an open invite. I commented on his Instagram post today. I said he was a bad driver. That was
Oh, that's right. When
was
he's
all I
driving
wrote.
all the vintage
all I
stuff.
wrote, he
Yeah.
just had a picture of a video montage.
When he's wheeling
of him
the 911.
wheeling the fuck out of these vintage cars. And I just wrote, "You are a bad driver." That's what people
Love the internet.
Yeah, I get to do it to people I know
For
too.
sure.
All right. Thanks for coming by, Tony.
Thanks for
I
having me.
appreciate
It
it.
was fun.
Car and Driver. Links in the description to all the things that Tony will give me links to so you can go find him in the places. Right?
Yes.
Right. The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. You know what to do. You just go to the website and then you click on some things, and you got to have a microphone and a computer. It's really not very hard, folks. It's not very hard. I just don't recommend those video cameras that flash a minus equals sign, a pause sign. Our new video cameras work better.
Yeah.
That's a show.
Do it with an iPhone if you want.
That is a show. Good day, sir.